Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I just came back from doing another ship in the fog, in that dense fog down there. Um, don't know how it turned out, but we will check it out as part of the deal here. Should be, I almost missed it. I got down there and I heard it honking its horn because it was coming downbound. And me and I slid into a parking place. I jumped out, got the drone in the air and just caught it. So it's kind of touch and go.
Roger.
So we'll see if anybody shows. I know David just shut down his stream and it was the Algoma Intrepid is the one that I caught going downbound. It makes two today. As you can see, it's pretty cloudy down there. Well, foggy, I guess is the way we call it. Hey, Mia, you want your peels? You're a good girl. You went with Daddy, didn't you? You was a good girl. Such a good girl. Yes, you are. Mark White, hey, how you doing? Lance Cadena, hi. Is Joe out flying the Avata too? I don't know. I haven't talked to him since he went to go get it earlier today. And I'm sure he might be ogling it in a minimum of, doing something. The Yeah, I went and got a ship real quick and what it is, I took a little nap, woke up just in time. I thought I had time to get down there, but usually, as happens this time, the marine traffic is a little bit behind where the ship actually is. So I almost missed it, but I didn't. While we're waiting, maybe I'll show you guys what I got, huh? Just a thought. Screen share, here we go. This is the ship I just caught out in the fog, and I haven't winked or tuned it or other. Gonna share it. Here we go. It's the Algoma Intrepid. Algoma has been real sketchy on taking care of their ships as far as painting them. But it is what it is. It's a self-unloading bulk carrier. Hey, Waypoint, how you doing?
Reminder that champions and shell. Over. Over Intrepid, starting traffic over. Copy the first bay, no, right?
What's up, Mark, Lance, Brian?
I went down and got another ship. I took a nap and then this one happened to be heading down. And so me and I beat feet over there and caught this.
Oh, cool.
Mia likes to go. Algoma Central. That's a
You have
division.
YouTube playing?
Algoma Central. That's the division of Algoma Lines, which is was
There we
a
go.
train company. They're out of Canada. So I got, but as I was coming in the door, David was signing off. Lance says hello to Justin.
So,
Might be kind of scarce tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Dominic was over on David's, wasn't he?
nah,
Oh, no.
I don't think he ever showed up. No.
Dominic's been a little scarce lately.
Anyway, charge my thing.
So we'll see. We'll see who shows and who no shows. Did you eat dinner yet, Justin?
Nah.
Plan for a big dinner or no?
I'm not sure. Not really that hungry right now.
Could be a pizza night Thursday, right?
Sarah's at Walmart looking at something. I told her I don't know what I want. What's up, Brian? Messing around with damn IQ trying to get this audio visualizer to work. And it
Oh, are
was
you?
not working. Yeah.
You've been tinkering with your computer for a good couple, 3 or 4 months, right?
Oh, I'm always playing with programs and stuff. It's something I like doing.
And here he comes now.
I do that all the time. I download programs and play around with them and see what they can do. I love doing that.
Here comes Captain Joe, and I hope he's got a story to tell.
What's up?
Pleasure.
What's up?
Hey, how'd you make out?
Um,
Oh, he's got it.
Now put it next to the Avada. I want to see how much bigger it is, if you don't mind.
it's
just-
not much big. I'll go get us in the back.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what the size difference is. It looks flatter than the other one.
It looks like it came in a nice case. I think that's the case for it right over there, isn't it?
I don't know, but the body looks a lot flatter, like it's got a shorter body.
Oh yeah, it even looks smaller.
Oh yeah, the body's definitely shorter too.
Well, and it's the body is it's
I don't know. Put them
it's-
prop to prop, Joe. They don't.
it's
That doesn't-
sleeker, isn't it?
Yeah, it's slightly
Hmm.
bigger, not much though.
Slightly bigger.
Yeah, everybody was making it seem like it was like twice
Shorter.
the size.
But it looks
Everybody
like
said it was bigger than that. That
Joe,
is the bag
it
that
looks
came
like
with
it,
it.
it's sleeker though.
That is the
Oh.
bag that came with it.
Nice
Yeah.
That's a
bag.
nice bag. What's up, Dominic?
And the
Hello.
batteries.
Have you flown it in the house at all? Just like,
I haven't started up yet. Just finished charging batteries.
uh,
Nothing had a charge. Nothing.
No, that's unusual.
usually they have some kind of storage charge on it.
No, nothing.
Did they have
Yeah.
a remote control?
Obviously wanted to get it out pretty quickly, so they didn't
Just
charge
the
it.
just the
just
joystick.
motion.
It's the
in the
dildo
back.
stick.
Yeah, the motion controller had two lines on it. The batteries were completely dead.
Yeah, that's not a big difference, Mike. But everybody was describing it like it was like,
Yeah, and I'm
You know,
disappointed in that.
because they were like, the way they were describing it was like twice the size of the Avada.
Did you call Johnny and say you got yours?
Well, he called me. He wanted to know if I had it yet, and I was just walking out the store with it. Yeah, I was just walking out the store with it.
Well, there wasn't a lineup. You didn't have to line up like the Apple phones where people have got a line 20 deep.
Anybody else buying them, Joe?
Well, they had three at the store, and I was the third person to pick one up.
Okay.
So there were three, and they sold three today. So there's two other people in Mandeville area that have one.
Wow. Well, good for
Interesting.
you. I'm not into FPV. Otherwise, I
I'm
would say,
curious
you
about
know.
it.
Well, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm having that impulse buy stuff that's
yeah.
telling me I shouldn't have bought it.
But like me and the Inspire.
But when I put it in the air, it's probably gonna change.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Yeah.
when you get some weather and some nice weather and go out and fly, yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I could probably go fly it a little bit later today.
Is the weather cleared up down there?
I'm looking around. Weather's clearing up a little bit. The winds are still kind of bad. And then tomorrow I was gonna go do it in the morning. I got the baby. So that's gonna quit my style tomorrow for a little while.
The
But I'm looking forward to having her here because I haven't seen her in a while.
we're supposed to have 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds tomorrow.
27-mile gusts, 9 miles an hour right now.
Hmm.
But it was
Right on the
17 and
line.
29. Yeah, it was 17 and 29.
But I would imagine, doesn't the Avata do pretty well in the wind?
No,
Not at all.
no.
Too sleek.
That last flight I did over at the no, it was like a freaking bus. You can take me over a big one. Look, it's like a freaking bus. And when that thing was going the other day in the wind was pushing it, and I was pushing it back the other way, and it was telling me no into the tree. Pop.
Wow.
You know, it can take me off spotlight. Let me see. Oh, come on.
So it doesn't handle the wind as well as your Air 2, right?
No. Air 2 handles the wind.
Yep.
I'm getting mad at this thing. Trying to do what you call it. I have no idea where this stuff went. That's no good. Yeah, I was talking to Johnny. He's actually going to sell the set he's got. You know, so
I bet he
he's
was
doing-
I bet he was salivating thinking that you had it, huh?
well, he actually canceled the one with what you call it, with DJI, and ordered it on Amazon because he'll have it tomorrow. Yeah,
Hey, there's Dominic.
you still got me on spotlight, Paul.
I just
Rod.
took you off.
Okay, I'm still showing it here.
And there's Rod.
Hey Paul, the prop guards, the ducks,
Yeah.
you might as well have a parachute attached to that drone when the wind's blowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Look, he got his.
yeah, I saw. It's not in
Yeah.
the air yet, Joe. Come on.
It's not registered yet either.
Well, it doesn't from top to bottom, but from the props up to the top of the drone itself, it doesn't look as fat as on the other one.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not as
no.
tall. It's
No.
wider.
Yeah. It seems to be, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. See, look at
tall
there.
but wide. It seems to be not as tall but wider.
Yep, shorter and wider, which is great for going through things.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Well, top
Being
to,
the shorter
top to
one.
bottom,
This
top
one.
to bottom, you just need
This
left
one was
and right.
good going through things. That one, I'm curious now.
I don't
That tree
know.
out here that I've been waiting to go through, that's only about this wide. Nah, ain't happening. I've had to do the flip as I go through, huh?
Could be.
The motion control is completely different. It doesn't come out over the top. It just comes up to the top and stops. And the
I like
finger
the
part-
looks. I like the looks of it.
Yeah, it actually feels better. It fits right to here on my hand where the other one sticks out further. You know?
Well, and they put the freaking thumbstick in the right spot this time for right-handed flyers. It's in
Yeah.
the natural spot, not the. You don't have to use your pinky.
Yep.
The last
So-
version was great if you were a lefty.
So I got two Avatas I'm gonna put up for sale. One of them's only got 8 flights on it. What I'm gonna do is
I like the goggles. The goggles actually have a fan in them this time.
what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read that. I haven't read anything about him
Yeah.
yet.
Let's see here. Who showed that one? Oh, Sean, Air Photography. It's in the
Yeah,
settings.
I haven't looked at any of those yet.
Yeah, it's off by default, but you can turn it on. It's in the settings to turn the fan on. Apparently,
Is
the
that to
battery
keep-
lasts longer, but if you turn the fan on, obviously the battery's not gonna last cut as long.
Now, is that gonna keep you from sweating?
Probably.
'Cause I might do that in Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm more interested in the goggles than I am anything else.
Okay,
Waypoint says the Avata 2 is good up to 26-mile-an-hour winds.
well, we're at 29 right now, so
Well, you're out then.
27 actually. Be close.
You're
Be
still
close.
out though.
Send it right.
We're
Yeah,
gusting
just
to
need to see what happens.
we're
you gotta
gusting
learn
to
that.
30 right now.
We're supposed
just
to
gotta
get some
learn.
real serious winds all day tomorrow here, like 50-mile-an-hour winds.
It's been like that most of the day here. I think Joe got that wind yesterday. That storm moved
Yep.
over.
I went down and flew, Rod, in that fog. I got a ship.
You got a ship in the fog, huh?
Yeah,
In the fall.
Yes.
Well, you're living dangerously, Paul.
I know.
What was the temperature?
It's 55 degrees.
Yeah, you were probably okay. The cooler temperatures with fog, the props can ice up.
Yeah.
Well, the only problem is I got it up there and it was misty. And when I was flying the ship, it started to rain a little bit.
Hmm.
And that's not good.
You should probably get one of those wetsuits for your
Mm,
drone.
I think I need it.
Well, don't they overheat when you put those on them?
Not supposed to.
Hi, Brian.
You're supposed to cover the ports in a way that, well,
Right.
they still work, just not get water inside.
Thanks. If I may.
Jim's droning. How you doing, Jim?
Although I
Yeah.
would suspect if it's a downpour like it is down here in the tropics, the wetsuit's probably not going to do you much good either. A light rain, the wetsuit would be fine. I mean, if you take the drone apart and could forma code it,
Yeah.
you could fly it through a waterfall. It'd be just fine. Ironically, probably the most dangerous thing for our drones is not the water, it's sand.
Yeah.
Getting shit inside the motors.
Yep.
And this one's a little faster. They put sports mode at 35. I still think that's too slow. Sports mode should be like 45, 50. There's no way the Mavic 3 should be able to outrun the Avata in sports mode.
It does though, doesn't it?
Yeah, they undertune the Avata. I literally don't. There's kind of not a reason that they can't, because in full manual mode it'll do 60 plus. So why
Yep,
can't it do 45 in sports mode?
you got a point. I got a
Only-
question, Rod.
Only because they're
Rod, I
being
got a
dumb.
question.
Huh.
Okay, 2 Avatas,
Mm-hmm.
4 batteries, the sticks, motion controller, hard case. Both have care refresh at least 1 year on one and almost 2 years on another. And all the extra props that comes with it, like that. What do you think
Yeah,
that'd be a good price?
props don't cost anything.
Well, still, you getting some.
Drones probably 400, because, well, that's basically what the Avata 2 is, right?
Each one,
They-
right?
Yeah. The remote,
That's 199. The 3.
yeah, I was gonna say
But
they're
150
worth
easy.
they're worth list price. Trust me,
Yeah.
they're worth list price on those. And the batteries,
Batteries are 200 a piece,
are they that expensive?
129 a piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe 100
So
bucks
how
a
many
pop.
batteries do you have?
100
Joe?
bucks a pop.
4.
Yeah,
4
so
batteries.
so
Then
like
I got the
400.
case.
So like
Air
400.
refresh is gonna be a big deal.
It's only like 129 for 2 years on the Avata 1.
Yeah.
It's only 999 on the new one for 2 years. So 400 a drone, 400 for the batteries, 200 for the
Stop.
remotes. You're in the ballpark.
Two drones, right?
2 drones. So if you look just by what it's worth, you're looking at 800, you're looking at 400 for the batteries, that's 1,200.
How many
Another
goggles?
200. The goggles too, the Integras, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the
Integra
Integras right
goggles are
now.
3
The
something.
Integras right now are 320 something.
3 something,
So just
that's the Integra goggles,
go 300 a pop, right?
yeah.
For the goggles. 400 to drone, 300 to goggles. You're at 700 bucks.
Double it, right?
Motion controller. Yeah, whatever. Send it along with the drone.
Yeah, I would, because it's not gonna work on anything else.
Yeah. The FPV controller? $200. What they sell for.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try not to split it up, you know?
Yeah, no. Well,
Sell
the
the whole thing
FPV
as a
controller,
package.
the FPV controller could come separate. The motion controller is what comes with it. So,
Yeah,
and to be honest, the motion controller is the better way to fly the drone. You know,
I almost agree with that.
the most interesting thing I saw today out of all those videos, and it's something that I've been saying since the Avata one, and everybody kind of ignored me, but partially because all the influencers doing their influencing all like the sticks and they all slammed the freaking motion controller. Ironically, the motion controller is the better way to fly that drone. And it was interesting watching all these Avata 2 videos come out today, and they were all talking about, wow, how great the motion controller is. And you have the little circle on the screen and you can fly it around and do da. Oh, and a bunch of them turn head tracking on. I've been telling people forever, head tracking is great. You just gotta get used to it a little bit. But the motion controller and head tracking, that setup rocks.
Yeah,
So it's interesting now to see these people with the Avata 2 finally come around to go, oh, you know, this stuff is not that bad. Been telling you that for 2 years. I've been flying that way for 2 years.
that's probably, if you list everything by a reasonable price, that's probably, but you're not gonna get it. You know, 21, 28. I'm not gonna get that.
No, if you got 1900 to 2K.
Yeah, I'm gonna list it out there like for about at least 18. You know, and see what they say.
Yeah, put it for 2K.
Frank,
Because they're gonna come down on you anyway. So
Jim, you know you're gonna buy one. Just go ahead and put your credit card in there.
What do you think, Justin?
What?
Price
Justin
of
doesn't work. Justin can't buy anything unless his wife buys
Yeah.
it for him.
two Avatas,
Talking about
Integra
yes, I do.
goggles, 4 batteries, the FPV controller, the motion controller, hard case, and both have carry fresh. One's got 8 flights on it, one's got 111 flights on it. So you're getting one almost new.
Why not? A bunch of
What
them are
do you
gonna
think?
hit them. A bunch of them are gonna hit the market anyway here in the next week or two.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You could try to
Yeah.
sell all to. You get to. I'd sell it as 2 packages.
I only have one goggles though, it's a problem.
Ah, got you. Okay, sell it as 1 big package. See what you get.
Somebody wants to make me a lower offer, I'll take one of the drones out maybe.
you gonna put it on eBay or what?
I'm gonna put it on Marketplace. But then I'm gonna list it. I'm gonna probably doing a fly for fun show. I'm gonna have Johnny's trying to figure out what he wants for his. Johnny's undercutting it. He's really undercutting what it's worth. He's thinking you won't get it right now because of the 2 coming out. But there's people that don't have the 1 that'll want the 1. Because the 1's not a bad drone.
No,
You know?
as long as you don't try to fly that thing in manual mode.
Well, that's
the
what I- that's why I'll
one,
never
the
fly
one
manual.
is. Funny story. I've never, ever flown the Avata with the sticks. Ever.
Yeah.
Only the motion controller. And I started out with the motion controller because of how bad some of the people in this community ragged on the motion controller and went blah blah and poo-pooed it and went,
Mhm.
oh, I'm only gonna do it with sticks. And I was like, the hell with you people. No offense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it with the motion controller. And once I learned the motion controller and then figured out how to fly that thing, I went, God damn, this is just fun to fly.
That's
And
a new goggle.
the most useless thing out there, those 2 front-facing cameras. You know, the field of view on those is like this on those 2 front-facing cameras.
Yeah.
I watched one of the videos today and he's like, yeah, the field of view is like this. It's zoomed in. So there is no, the field of view is basically the width of your head.
Now, I'll tell you something I do dislike is the foam on the inside.
It's not really supposed to be foam. It's supposed to just be rubber that lays
Well,
gently
look
against
at
your
this.
face. Yeah, the
Look
split.
how thin this is.
Yeah.
What's up,
That's
Daryl?
because Joe, it's not designed to put any pressure. The pressure's on your forehead. That's only squeeze it against your forehead and then
Oh,
then pivot it down. That's literally all it's designed
now,
to
I
do.
will admit, this one is, it is different. Because the way it feels, you feel no pressure on your nose.
And that's
The
why
Integra goggles you do.
right, that's why it's just a thin rubber thing because all the pressure's on the forehead. The rubber only just needs to
Just to hold it in place, right?
just fill it so that you don't get light leak on your face. It's literally
Yeah,
not
this
supposed to put
doesn't-
any pressure at all on your face. You don't need it to. It's
It
all on
doesn't
your
come
forehead.
apart like the other ones either.
It's just like the Integras. It's like the Integras, but it's got the goggle 2 adjustment for the lenses. Except for it only goes to plus or -6 instead of -8. Which doesn't
Yes.
do me any good because mine's a +5. So it never did me any good in the first place because they only go to +2.
Yeah, but the difference is with that bundle he's selling, Jim, you're doing the 2 Avatas, right?
You're
Mhm.
getting
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
Avatas.
Yeah, you're getting 2 of them for that price.
You got gimbal guards on them. You got the dust caps on the motors, everything. You know, it's a real good deal.
It is.
I'll put it this way. If I can't get the price I want for it, guess who's gonna have 2 extra Avatas?
Mhm.
They're still fun
Yeah,
to fly.
I know, like I told Johnny, I said, I'll take the one that I fly the most, and that one might go through the tugboat now.
Well,
Yeah,
you might-
exactly.
If you put it on Facebook Marketplace, you might get somebody that just wants one and at least get one off you. You make a deal on one. You
Yeah,
know?
but the deal is, then I have to go with the goggles and that, and then I wouldn't have one to fly the other one.
No, but I'm saying somebody might just want one of the drones though by itself.
Or replace the
Eventually the Goggles 3, probably sooner rather than later, will be compatible with the old Avata.
You think so?
I forget who I was watching this morning that said that it was going to be, NERC FPV. He actually said he said it in his video that it was going to be compatible.
Because
See,
I
I
did
would
that.
almost, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I did that with the Air 2 and the Mini 2. I put them as a bundle, but the guy only wanted the Mini 2, so I just separated it, sold him just the Mini 2.
So
a deal.
Joe,
Yeah,
you want to do something interesting? See if you can use the new goggles as a ride along audience mode with the goggles too.
In other words,
Hmm.
run 2 goggles at once.
So turn your
Yeah.
turn your Avata 1 on, turn your goggles on, go into transmission.
Yeah,
You can do broadcast
yeah, broadcast.
and then go into your goggles 3 and see whether you can attach to that. It's the one thing I actually asked on like 3 different videos of those guys that had it, and I've not seen a response back from any of them. You know, right now it's not compatible with the original Avata, but I would bet you the audience mode works. I'm more interested in goggles. I need a second set of goggles. And those goggles have the fan, so once they make those compatible, those would be great with my Air 3s, because just like Joe, hot and humid here in Florida. So
Well, I'm gonna stick it on Mark. I see, in the drone community, I talk a little different about the price. But I'm thinking if it does go back where you can use these goggles with that other Avata, I might keep 2 batteries, 1 Avata.
they're gonna
You
make
know?
a backwards, they'll make a backwards compatible.
And then I'll just sell 1 with the goggles and the motion controller.
Because basically what they're gonna do, Joe, is they'll sell out of the Integras and the goggles too. They'll sell them down to 0, right? And at
Yeah.
that point, they'll have to make the new ones compatible for anybody that still has the old O3 stuff, which is all the FPV guys running the
Yeah.
O3 air units. So they're still going to need goggles in the marketplace. So at some point, they're going to make them backwards compatible because they'll run out of inventory on the other.
Yeah, and ND filter's nowhere close. So
Oh,
none
I
of the
saw
ND
that they're
filters
completely different.
was
Utterly
round.
completely different.
So
They're
I'm
square. The
banking
ones
on
they
Johnny for that.
they're rectangular. The ones they
Yeah.
sell are actually rectangular that fit on that drone. I saw God, what's his name in Europe had them on. They're pretty damn
That's a
big.
good sound, I tell you.
Yeah, it's quieter for sure. No doubt.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna get it up.
And apparently it's still pretty durable.
Yeah.
Nurk, oh my God. If you go watch Nurk's video, the inside of the ducts were full of dirt where he crashed it so much. He never cleaned
How
it
was
up.
he flying it?
He never cleaned it off. The dirt was on the inside of the ducts.
Hmm.
So yeah, he landed that thing, he crashed that thing in there quite a few times to be like that. Well, it wasn't hitting the props, so it was fine. He just never
Yeah.
cleaned it. But and I saw several people that like ran into tree limbs and trees, and they all said it seemed pretty sturdy. It looks sturdy, and I'll tell you what makes it sturdy. Because this is the lesson I learned with my GEP RC Senilog 20. If you look at those prop guards, all of the prop guards are attached to each other and they're attached to the body.
Yeah.
So you kind of have everything supporting everything else.
Yeah.
On my GEP RC, the prop guards were attached to the motors, but they weren't attached to each other and they weren't attached to the body. So when you smack something, the prop guards, the one singular prop guard took everything, and well, it always broke. I could never not. I had Brad print me several different versions of the prop guards, and I kept breaking them all. So eventually, what I'm going to do with that, Joe, is actually Ken placed it here. Gave me the idea. He took one of his little Cine Whoops, took the parts off from it, and put it on a 2.5-inch frame, open prop, 2.5-inch frame, using the same parts off the Cine Whoop. So that's probably what I'm going to do with my Senilog. I'm looking around for a little 2.5-inch frame that'll fit an O3 air unit, and I'll get somebody to strip the parts off that drone and just put it on an open prop frame. Use the same parts. It'll work fine. But anyways, Paul, in the wind, you want an open prop. Like yours, like the Air 2S, open
Yeah.
props, no prop guards.
You don't want them covered and all that kind of.
The prop guards act like parachutes. Depending on which way the wind is blowing, the drone could be canted like 45 degrees with the Avata. Your head's like this. This is the way you're flying in the wind. It's like, holy crap. I mean, you can straighten the video out because you just use the Rocksteady Horizon level thing, and it will literally keep it pretty much level, even though the drone's like this when you're flying. But
Now I
It's
tell you
pain-
what, I could
it's a
probably
pain in
sell
the
this tomorrow. I could contact the guy that bought the Integra goggles from me with the police department up in Baton Rouge. They probably buy it tomorrow.
oh, police department would probably buy that in no time flat. They're using the Avata for a lot of
Yeah, that's what they're using right now. He
a
told
lot
me
of entry
they-
situations or
yeah,
domestic
sold them the
situations where
motion
they need to
controller and the goggles.
peek into things without sending a body indoors.
Yeah.
The Avata is fucking great for that kind of shit. Or snooping around a drug house before you bust the front door, go busting in the front door, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure those guys would love to pick it up.
Yeah, I
Even if
might
you
send
did,
him
even
a
if you
note.
didn't have even if you didn't have the goggles, they probably still want the drone because they have all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So as a spare drone for them, I'm sure they'd buy it. You're actually probably
might-
onto something there.
You know what I might do? I might tell him, look, I got a Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Nevada, the 2 batteries, and see if he
Mhm.
wants to just buy that from me, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great idea.
Because I'm telling you, I'm not against keeping the Nevadas.
No,
You know,
it's a great
it's
drone. It's
not
still
the
a great
issue.
drone. It's not a great
And
drone except for manual mode.
if I want to do something crazy with it, I could take the one that I've gone through stuff the most, the one I fly the most,
Sure.
and just fly that.
Watching their photography, it was rather interesting. Apparently, he likes to take his through woods, including all the twigs.
Yeah. Well, I
goes,
have hit
he
a
just
branch
goes
that I didn't see.
he just goes wandering around the woods, even if it's really packed woods. He just sends it. They're like, wow, that's kind of interesting, Sean. I don't know that I'd run
Yeah.
across anybody that had said that they just fly it through all that crap. You could, as long as it doesn't get up into the props. It'll push little shit out of the way.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty nice deal.
I know what it won't push out of the way. Those trees with the moss on it. I'm sure you have them over your way too.
Oh yeah, that
That moss, oh my
moss
God.
is
The
it's worse
drone,
than a
the
tree.
moss will eat the drone. The drone, it just gets sucked up into the motors. I've hit it a few times. It's just like, turn it off. You're not getting out. You're not getting away. It's like a black hole. The drone's not going anywhere. It's
Yeah, I
trapped.
had I got one on one of my flights, Coffee Street Bridge. It's out it's out on the lakefront. Well,
Oh,
I flew
John.
around and I went up the Coffee Street Bridge, right? As I'm
Mm,
going up the bridge, they got a couple standing there. I didn't even see them. They turned around, look at it, and I just moved over to the side to keep away from them. Came around, and as I came around the backside, instead of coming through the bridge, I went underneath some trees, and I saw a bunch of fishing line hanging. So I
oh
did a guide
God,
away from the
yeah.
fishing line. Oh yeah, you should have seen this. Guide away from the fishing line, and I go right into Spanish moss, right?
Oh
And
God.
I'm only sitting about 40 feet from the drone, and I hear it hit that moss, and I look at it. I'm watching it hit that moss, and it's going all kind of noise, and it's diving down like it's going to hit the ground. And I'm pushing up on it. I'm pushing up. I was with the motion control. I'm pushing up on it, and I
Yeah.
kept pushing up, and it was staying up. And then I gunned it, and it took off. When I got it back to me, I had moss all over it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Look camouflage.
Wow, wound all around the motors.
And I put on there, who needs acro?
Yeah.
I just did some acro. What's up, Lance?
You know that one I showed yesterday where get my domain and I hit that palm and I saved it, right? Bounced it off the palm and just kept it off the ground. When I got the drone back, would you believe there was part of a frond still wrapped around the motor hanging there? But
Wow.
it wasn't interfering with the motor, but it was still attached to the drone from where I hit the palm frond. I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. I bet Lance went and got his new drone today.
I do. In fact, I'm going to fly it right now.
There you go.
Great. I think there's gonna be a lot of people fly that drone. It's a nice drone.
I've got a little micro drone. I got it from Toys R Us, and it's about a $13 drone.
Oh, there you go.
That'll work.
So if it goes in the drink, you won't have any problem with it. Got it.
I do want that Avata too, though. I just gonna wait a while.
Right here, Lance.
Yeah, that's nice. I saw that, Joe. You're gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why I did it.
Yeah, I need to see if I can sell my Avata 1. I've got 3 batteries. I've got all kinds of gimbal guards and prop guards and jock strap and case, and so I think I'm gonna sell that and try to recoup some of the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Or use it as your basher.
running out of room in my house to put drones in.
Well, I was thinking, I said,
Buy a
let's see,
bigger house.
it's gonna be 2 years in May. I bought the Air 2 and then I sold the Air 2 and got the Air 2S. I got the Mini 3 Pro, the Mavic 3. Okay. Then I've got 2 Avadas and then this one. So that's 7 drones in a year. In 2 years. That's too many.
You need a few more.
Yeah, get more.
I mean, since October, let's see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 FPV drones.
Shoot, they got to make me a member of Quad Mafia.
Yeah.
They can't say anything because some of them fly Avadas, you know.
Hmm.
Well, if you got 4 quads, then you should have, then you should be in there.
Yeah, Italiano, should be the automatic.
You know who was flying the Avata 2 in manual mode today?
Who?
Somebody famous.
Johnny Drone Flyer.
No, he don't have it yet.
Mm-mm. Bardwell.
Bardwell, Joshua Bardwell. That's what Frank just said in the chat.
Yep, I watched Bardwell.
He said
Andy.
Joshua Bardwell was
Harold.
flying the shit out of it.
He was. It was
So it
doing
was
pretty
flying
good,
good
man.
manual.
It was flying good in manual for him.
John Coopy says another DJI day.
Mm.
Yeah, DJI made them money today.
Mad Props, hello, how you doing?
Randy, what's up?
And it,
And Daryl?
yeah,
And his other brother Daryl.
Like I said, the most interesting part for me was considering that I always flew it with the motion
Sure.
controller and I use head tracking a lot. And I tried to tell people to use head tracking. That was the most interesting thing today is to hear all those people, quite a few of them, all talking about how good the motion controller was and everything else. Because I remember when the Avata 1 came out and they all poo-pooed the freaking motion controller. It's like, you guys are nuts. Yeah, it's like you're being stupid. You don't even understand how this thing is meant to be used. And to be fair, even Dobo, who knocked it in the beginning, later on sort of came around to the motion controller. Is this is not so bad after all. No shit, Dick Tracy.
I love the motion controller.
It's fly by wire.
And it
Yep.
loves me back.
You know the best part about the motion controller?
No, what?
And this is why Dobo and them, because they don't think about things like this. Accessibility. So, Jerry Bauer has Parkinson's, so his hands shake really bad.
Yeah.
So trying to fly with the sticks is a bit of pain. He can do it, but it's a real royal pain in the rump. So, and here's the other part. What if you're a person that only has one hand? You can't fly with the sticks. You can fly with the motion controller. So the motion controller in a lot of ways is an accessibility option for people like that.
I was telling Johnny this morning. I said, okay, you got to get with Star TRC and get some cases. And he said
Dobo's
he's going to
got the
contact the guy and see if he can get a couple of cases for one, and filters and everything else. So in the next week he should be getting cases, filters, everything for this thing.
Dobo's got his rib riders. He was selling in his video. I don't blame him. It's okay. .
I'll be honest with you. I never used them. I used them one time on the Avata, and I actually never flew it with them on. Put them on, and took them off.
Mm-hmm. I was the
You
same
know,
way.
I didn't
Have
think
to.
the Avata needed them, and I thought it was just something extra to hold it down a little bit.
There are cases because I ran into it quite literally, where even like the start RC, those little bars that are supposed to protect the camera,
Yeah.
as you kind of found out, you can't protect the camera when you hit a 4x4 directly
Yeah.
in the corner, directly on the camera. Those little start RC things aren't going to protect you from that kind of a hit. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, this will protect me from everything." No, it won't. If you hit a quarter, smack dead on the camera, you're still going to hit the quarter. Those things
Yep.
are
Same
good.
thing with this one, because that one gives you a little guard on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna protect it if you hit it dead on.
Think of a think of a little garden fence post. I have them around some of my shrubbery stuff around the house, right? Got the little green fence and the little green fence post. Those little fence posts are small enough to fit inside of there and hit that camera.
Yeah.
So it don't protect you from everything. It helps. 100% it helps. But don't be thinking it's gonna save it's always gonna save it. There are things you can hit that
Oh my gosh. Something I just noticed. Just look at the downward sensors on that, right?
mm-hmm,
That's on the regular Avata.
mm-hmm,
On here, they're on the back.
mm-mm, mm-hmm. Kind of sorta. It's
Yeah.
an extra set of sensors. So what they're doing with the rear ones, Joe, from what I
Mhm.
saw from the videos, um, they're using it for altitude, especially indoors where you don't have GPS.
So you're saying it's gonna be better indoor?
It's gonna be better indoors because it has a more accurate altitude height. It doesn't have just the downward. It's sort of got those rear facing ones as well to be able to tell the height of the drone.
Well, that's the vision sensors, the round ones, right?
Mm, right. The downward is those other two in the middle.
Yeah, because that means you got vision sensors in the back like that. Then.
Mm.
Mm,
It's going to help
I
you
just
with the
looked at it and
water.
wondering where they were.
You don't lose it in the drink when you're shooting surfers
yeah, like me.
Yeah.
like you. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Where it dropped 18 feet and it didn't know that it dropped 18 feet. It just slowly descended because
Crazy.
it couldn't hold the altitude. It just wouldn't hover.
Yeah, that happened to me with that boat out on the lake. And I was going towards the boat. I looked up and realized that I was only about a foot off the lake. Almost landed in the lake. Let's put it that way.
I was over 10 feet in the air over top of the surfers and I stopped to hover because I was using the head tracking to kind of look around and look at the guy. And I wasn't noticing the telemetry stuff until, well, after it ended up in the water and I went back and I looked at it. The drone literally dropped 18 feet in altitude. And I did nothing. I never pulled the trigger. I was hovering. So hopefully this one with the stronger motors won't have that issue. And for Bardwell, it didn't seem to have the classic Cinewhoop drop on a hard turn. So
Yep.
it's got more power.
Well, that's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's gonna be a good thing.
I'm still not a fan of center whoops. I like the Avata, but I'm still not a fan of center whoops. The one thing I wish I hadn't bought when I bought FPV drones. Shouldn't have bought any center whoops.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm. Don't like them. Indoor flying, okay, maybe. Outdoor flying, Paul?
Not so much, huh?
Any kind of wind at all, and you're spending more time fighting the wind and trying to fly and fight the wind than actually enjoy flying. So what's the point?
They act like kites.
Yeah, that they do. I got into the FPV to have fun flying, not work fighting the wind. That's what I discovered. That was my lesson. Well, obviously, never having been in FPV, didn't really understand that. I do now. Open prop for a first FPV drone for anybody. Pick something like the Emax Baby Hawk 3.5 inch. Open prop. It's a nice little 4S. Not too much power. And go learn FPV. You'll have lots of fun.
No, John Paul would never fly FPV.
That
Oh, come on.
I tell you what, FPV would be good around those boats.
Yeah.
It would. Especially with the head tracking. I'm
I
just
like
nice.
the Cinewhoop. I like the Cinewhoop because I can fly in the big toy structures, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, they have their place. You know,
Yep.
if I'm flying around like a playground, right? They're
Yep.
great around. They're great around playgrounds where you're like gonna bump into things, and you know, obviously the kids aren't there at the playground. But for flying around things like that, the center whoops are great. Unless it's windy, then it's no fun. But so they kind of have their purpose. It's just that it's a bit limiting. And they're not nearly as acro friendly in the first place. They're great for sort of flying straight and level and through things. Nothing wrong with that. You can have lots of fun flying that way. You can do that. The
I don't
Avata,
think I've taken my Avata off the ground more than 50 feet.
nor should you.
No.
I did once.
Oh, I'm gonna go smoke if I get some.
I was
Yeah.
up at Pelican Park and I went to about 180 with it. And about that time, a whole bunch of geese went flying right in front of them.
I've had it to 400. I'll just say it was not a pleasant and enjoyable experience because, well, obviously the winds are a little more at altitude. Yeah, no, agreed, John. The center whoops are great for flying through and around objects like that. But if you're not doing that kind of flying, yeah, not so much. And even around objects in any sort of wind at all, yeah, it's not very much fun. You're spending too much time trying to do Kentucky windage around objects to not fly into them when the wind's blowing.
Somebody's review, and I might have been Billy Kyle. I don't remember whose it was, but they said that the special effect, button where you can flip and turn and kind of gimmicky.
Only in normal mode. Can't do it in sports mode.
And one of them, somebody said you couldn't record on the SD card in one of the modes either. You could record in your goggles, but not on the card. but they didn't know if that was an error or not, or, again,
Sounds like a
this-
firmware. Sounds like a easy firmware fix.
yeah, or, could be an early adopter not knowing, what button to push, or I don't know. Who knows, right?
That doesn't sound like a reason. That doesn't sound like a reasonable.
No,
No.
doesn't.
That sounds more like an oversight error that is easily fixable.
Yeah, I agree. But that'll be fun to try. I mean, I've never flipped a drone before, so it'll be just a fun little gimmick for me.
I flipped it over and over and over straight into the ground.
Yeah.
What I really like is when it turns itself around. That's kind of cool.
Oh, the 180. Yeah, the 180. Yeah,
Yeah.
the look back is nice. Yeah, that's a nice little
Yep.
move.
So this
That'll
does
be a
all of that?
good- Yes, it does.
In normal mode.
And it doesn't go any faster than the regular Avata. I
It
thought it would
does.
be a little
Sports mode is 35 instead of 30.
goes 4 miles an hour faster. Yeah, 4 miles an hour faster. I've got my Avata one up to 31.
Yeah, with the Master Air Screw 3 props. That's why I went with the 3 props. The 3 props were just a smidge faster than the 4 prop. But I think it hovers better with the 4 prop than it does the 3 prop. It was the 3 prop that I had on that fell to 18 feet out of the air over the ocean.
I wonder if the props will fit the same Avata too. Are they the same size?
No. They're actually using standard FPV 3-inch props.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get the Gen fans, right?
Yep. Yep.
None of my Best Buys have them in the store. You have to order them.
They had it at mine today. Let me see if they still have it.
I can order. Well, now it's a couple days, but this morning I could order one and it would be shipped to my house tomorrow. Now it's a couple days. Now it's like 3 days down the road, but I could order it and go pick it up at the store on the 19th. So a little longer.
That's almost 10 days away.
So here you go. So almost 6 o'clock in the evening. They still have them in stock
In your
at my
store?
local, at the local Best Buy.
Yes, Best Buy.
This is the Daytona Beach Best Buy. They still have it in stock at 6 p.m. What they don't have,
Mandeville's sold out of 3.
what they don't have is the remote. It says sold out, but they never had any in the
They
first
never
place.
had it because they're not
Yeah,
released
they
until
just-
what, next week or something?
I don't know. I don't know when
On
that
the-
remote will come.
On the 16th.
I'm not.
Yeah, they said on 16th, I think.
I get regular FPV drones. I don't know why I would want to fly that stupid thing in
Well,
manual mode.
Joe jumped right on it first thing this morning and paid for his. And by the time he got there, they had 3 of them and 2 of them were gone already.
Yeah, I believe that.
All the ones in Florida all had 3 at each store.
That's
looked
pretty
up a whole
typical
list
that they
of 'em.
put 3. That they put 3.
All 5 or 6 Best Buys that were within an hour of me all had 3 at each store.
So yours still has one, huh?
I don't know if they still have them. I'm just saying the 5 or 6 stores that were within an hour or so of me all had 3 in stock. So
I mean, Rod, you said your store still has them?
Yep.
Are you sure that just is a computer error?
Yep.
well, they
It's there.
Today is like Christmas. I just got to call my glasses are in.
Now the one I can't believe who ordered the Avata 2 is Marcus. Because with his eyesight issue and that one eye being completely out of whack, I'm surprised.
Well, he ordered it to get views. He doesn't sell it. He doesn't fly his Avata
Yeah,
one.
that's
I don't think one very much.
yeah, that's probably true. Just so that he could do some videos and then he'll probably turn around and sell that one too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably will.
with his physical limitations,
Yeah. Probably makes sense.
and I get it. I get why it's not enjoyable for him for 100%.
Sure.
But it's a little bit like I said with the motion controller. You know, for Jerry Bauer, the sticks would never be any good for him.
Well,
But the motion
he's
controller,
doing good for what he's doing.
yeah, the motion controller is great for people like that. And the other part about the motion controller is anybody that has any of those issues with shaking in the hands for whatever reason, the motion controller is like fly-by-wire jets. The little shakes, the little things that you do as a human, the computer tends to ignore and smooths it all out. So you'll fly a hell of a lot smoother with the motion controller than you'll ever will with the sticks. Granted, it won't be instantaneously responsive, neither is fly-by-wire.
Yeah, but the only thing is if he buys that drone and he can't technically fly it, how can he really give a review on it?
He can fly it some. He obviously flew it. It's just it's really challenging for him, right? It's one of those he could do it. It's
I
just
get-
not enjoyable to do. For the
Yeah,
most part.
but I get it. But even if your vision is fucked up and you're trying to give a review on a drone, can you really say that the camera was this and that if your vision's not capable
Sure,
of
you can look
actually
at that.
seeing
You
all
can
it?
look. I mean, you can pull the video off the card, so that's fair game. He does that on the camera drone. So, no, I would say this. He brings, because of his disability, right? He actually brings a very unique evaluation that is good for people to hear about, right? You kind of want people that aren't.
Well, what he should do is buy it, fuck around with it for 2 or 3 weeks, do as many videos on it until nobody gives a shit no more, and then just return it back to Best Buy.
Yeah,
Just
who
say you didn't
knows?
want it. I mean, that saves the hassle of having to sell it 8 months down the road.
Agreed, John.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's what a lot of tech reviews did
Yeah,
when that
John,
first started.
I'm with you on that one, Koopy. They bring an interesting perspective to the evaluation of just how accessible that device is. You know, I obviously work at Microsoft, and there's two things that are 100% required of every project that we do now. In fact, there are teams that literally do the evaluations. There's one team that will help all the dev teams with privacy and dealing with privacy issues and whatever it is that they're building. There's another team that is about accessibility and making sure that the software and the stuff that you're writing is accessible for handicap. Mandatory of everything that we work on. So if DJI can get these things to work for people like that so that they get to experience what we
Well,
get
the
to
thing of it
experience,
is, he
that's great.
He should be up for getting a hold of DJI, tell them to send him one, and they'll review it as a handicap.
Maybe.
Good point.
You know, I was thinking, Dominic, there's a guy that should be in this conversation about this, especially when it comes to like what Marcus's problem is. Who's been
Who?
talking about neuro implants?
Elon Musk.
The Elon Musk. Think about a neuro implant, so you don't have to worry about the eyes at all, right? You just get the FPV feed directly into your brain. It's a
That'd
little
be
bit like
perfect.
It's a little bit like Geordi from Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Conceptually,
The visor, yeah.
yeah, the visor. I mean, my God, that neuro implant kind of thing, if it could take the place of the goggles.
Or even the
Yeah.
controller where you think.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna go out
Either
about
either or
around.
both, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a very fascinating and an interesting accessibility type project.
You think where you want to go, and
Yep.
then you send it. And so I just want to go out over the bay or go out
Mhm.
over that ship, do a spotlight around the ship, and then
Mhm.
come back.
Mhm.
And it's all in your head. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Sure.
Imagine we have full paraplegics that are sitting in wheelchairs that could
Mm.
control the drone with that neural implant, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the freedom that that gives them. That's one of the reasons I went with drones instead of a camera, is because with my metal knees, I don't get around. It's got to camp it around and walk it up and down hills and through the woods and everything else and go take nice, pretty pictures. Yeah, it's a little rough when you have the shitty knees that I have, where the drone gives me the freedom to get that camera to places that I can't really get to very safely. Know what I
You're
mean?
going in the third dimension too.
Yeah.
You get a higher perspective
Yep.
from just a camera, which is in 2 dimensions.
Yep. Exactly.
You're playing with
So,
the third dimension. You can get further and you can get into spots where other people can't get.
but back to my point about the motion controller, right? That's for accessibility. Paraplegics who still have some usage of their hands could use the
Yeah.
motion controller and fly that thing around. No problem. They only need one hand. They can do it. They can control their wheelchair, right? With the one hand. So why couldn't they control the drone with the one hand? It'd be great to get
Exactly.
these things and get these things in those people's hands. Give them the freedom to see the world and go places that they can't go. It's a great experience.
Mm.
So all those people that kind of poo-pooed that whole motion controller thing, they're a little too, they're blessed to be that to be that healthy,
Yep.
Yep.
to not understand that maybe this thing is actually a good thing for a certain set of people in the community.
Oh,
Yeah.
So but that neuro implant, boy, that'd be great for the quadriplegics where they don't even have arm
Yeah.
usage. And like I say, can you imagine the sensation those people would feel being able to control a drone and just look at the world and be able to move around like they can't move around for real? Can you imagine the positive impact that it would have for those folks?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit like it's a little bit like a lot of new drone pilots when you first start flying around. It feels like you're a little bird, right? I'm a little bird flying around in the air finally. So, you mean these? They're healing.
Oh, great.
I'm afraid Dan would probably throw up if I showed him the pictures. He seems like he has a queasy stomach. I will say this, Dan. I'm trying to learn a new habit, which is leave the throttle up after disarming so that I can't accidentally. The problem with the remotes
And
that are console type remotes is all of the switches are on the back of the remote. They're not on top of the remote like they are with sort of the square type Tyrannus and Boxer and those kinds of things. The switches are actually on top. So it's not quite as easy to trip one of those as it is when the switches are on the back of the controller. Okay, so you wouldn't mind the pictures then. I'll just say it took a good chunk out of 2 of my fingers. and scraped the back of the thumb pretty good. Actually, where's my thumb picture from today? Okay. I'll show this one. This one's not bad. It's also better than it was. There. There's my thumb picture.
Mm.
So the prop obviously scraped the back of the thumb. But it didn't get it. It didn't get it really deep. But it's healing. See all the white stuff right in here? That's
Mhm.
all that is literally all new growth coming back already
Good for
since,
you.
since Saturday. So use the right meds, put the right things on it. You can get it to heal, but it's definitely the person who's helping me is like, you'll be surprised how fast it heals. They're not wrong. It's healing that piece is healing pretty quick. But what really got me? Oh, I don't know. Let's see here. Finger do I want to show?
Well, it's official. It has a FAA number now.
Oh, you got the FAA number now?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. So this one is the ring finger. What did I share? I didn't want to share that. I didn't want to do that. Let me share the right screen. Yeah, here we go. There you go. So there's the ring finger. No, it didn't take any of the nail.
Oh, okay.
That's just kind of blood up on top of the nail. But it took a nice little chunk out of the corner of the end of the finger, right? But it didn't go super deep. Didn't go down to the bone or anything like that. It just kind of took the first layer.
Are you gonna be more careful when you hand catch? Is that what you're gonna do?
I was not hand catching. I was literally setting the drone down to
Oh.
launch, but I had the remote in my hand. And when I bent over, it hit the switch, the arm switch on the controller, and armed it while it was in my hand. I probably should have had the remote set down, but somebody could have bumped it and probably hit the switch too. I really need to either, when I'm practicing at the moment, is throwing the throttle up off of 0 because it will not arm if the throttle's not at 0. Or you can do what's also called a pre-arm switch where you have to hit 2 buttons in order to actually arm it.
Yeah.
And I may end up going to that method. I'm trying the other method first because Ken Place It Here was like, why don't you just throw the throttle up? Because it effectively does the same thing. In talking to Maddie, one of the potential sort of thought processes with a pre-arm button is if you're in the air and you accidentally disarm, it's having to remember to hit the second button in order to arm it. Your reaction is going to be hit the arm button, not necessarily hit both buttons to arm it when it's in the air. So that's where the throttle trick in some ways is better, because then if you're in the air, if you disarm it, you just flip the switch and you're well, you still got to go throttle 0 and hit the switch. So, I don't know. There's an argument either way. Yeah, I would agree. Pre-arm is definitely the safest. And I have one of those momentary switches. But John, you know as well as I do, those console type controllers, all the fucking switches are on the back of the controller. They're not on top of the controller. So if you have the controller in your hand and you kind of lean over, it's pretty easy to flip any of those switches that are right on the bottom backside of the controller, which is where my arm switch is. So it's pretty easy if I have that controller sitting in my hands to accidentally hit that damn switch. Yeah, well, Jonathan, I wouldn't have turned it on either. That was a complete accident.
Yeah, cause he armed it accidentally, right?
Yeah, it was a complete accident. Like I said, I was bending over, but I had the remote in my hand, and my arm hit the button. I should have had the remote in my hand, but uh let's just say there wasn't a lot of room down there at the drone meetup to be laying things around with 120 some people around. And everybody laid all their shit all over the picnic tables. So I was trying to hold on to the remote.
Oh,
So
so you did this at Spin Up?
no, the South Florida drone meetup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what's Dan texting me here? Oh, oh God, Dan. You would send me something like that, wouldn't you? Crazy bastard. At least you were nice enough to tell me. Yeah, when I sent one of the original pictures to Ken, place it here, he texted me back and went, next time, give me a warning. Well, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better now. It's getting there, but this is the pointer finger. And you can see it's starting to grow. It's starting to grow back. Over here, it's kind of grown back and kind of back to the point where it's just skin needs to grow back over top of it. It's starting to get to that point here. So this entire section right in here kind of looked like this little spot right here. So it's healing. It's definitely healing. But like I said, it's not like it went all the way down to the bone. It's not like it took, the entire tip of the finger off or anything like that. It took a nice chunk out of two of the fingers.
Dominic, what are you up to?
So I was on the phone.
I would
So
also
my-
say, John, that's not the first time I've done that. It's just that this is the first time I took that much damage.
Mm,
I think Joe's getting ready to fly.
yeah.
But you know how that is, right? Until you actually,
yeah.
it's like wearing your seatbelt, right?
Mm.
Until you actually get in an accident where you need the seatbelt, you're a little more cavalier about whether you're going to wear the seatbelt or not. It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those with the drone and the switch and the pre-arm and that kind of crap. And until you actually have an accident that hurts, you know about it, but you're a little more cavalier about it until you actually do it, and then it's like, okay, I guess it's time to not do that anymore. You know how that goes. Hey, just like a kid with the hot stove, right? Until you actually
Yeah.
put your hand on the burner,
Yeah.
even though you don't know until you did. And then it's like, nope, not doing that again. Yeah, that was my lesson. It's okay. Hey, I still flew on Sunday, and then I really flew on Monday. Once I went to just the bandages on the fingers, I had no issues at all holding the controller and flying, and just having at it, letting it rip.
So, do you think Joe's going to go out and fly tonight or
Oh,
this
you know
afternoon?
it. You know he is. Oh, come on! It's only 5
I
o'clock
see
his
him
time.
getting ready.
It's only 5 o'clock his time. Of course he's gonna go out, and then he's gonna spend an hour editing the video, so he can post it, just so he can beat Johnny, so he
Yep.
can post one before Johnny does.
Starting to traffic.
Dan, are you ready to go out there, Joe?
No, I don't even have it registered. I don't even have it activated yet. Getting
Well,
ready
that
to.
doesn't take long, does it?
No,
No,
done.
just plug his phone in.
We just figured that you wanted to get out there and get some video and show Johnny up.
You know,
Sure.
the funny part of it is he did the one thing that he legally had to do, but he didn't really need to do in order to fly, which was go register on the drone zone.
Yeah.
All he needs to do is activate it on his DJI account in order to fly.
Working on cables.
Although
Yeah.
I did get Rodney Bell. He reached out to me this morning. I got him connected with there's a guy on Etsy that makes little TPU mounts to put the Holy Stone RID ID thing in that
Mhm.
actually straps to your battery strap on the FPV thing so that you can put remote ID on your FPV drone. Because he has that 5-inch like I do. So
Justin, are you with us or did you go get something to eat?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Just being quiet.
Well, I mean, by the time you get it all started up, I'm sure you're probably gonna have, I don't know if they'll have any updates for it this early, but
they have
you're still
they had
working on your
updates before
computer.
they shipped it. I'm sure it's got updates.
Oh, there's Vegemite.
Yep, she wants on. Well, she did one on. Now she's running off again.
Oh, he's got his goggles on. Now, do the
Start getting-
goggles work Wi-Fi?
Actually, that's
03. I mean, 04.
that's one of the new features, Joe, on that goggles is that you can broadcast to your DJI Fly app on your phone without needing USB-C cable.
Hmm?
Really?
It'd do it Wi-Fi without the cable now. There's an option in the under transmission. There's an option under transmission. There's an option to activate the Wi-Fi. So to go to a phone or a tablet that runs your DJI Fly
Yeah.
app that has Wi-Fi as well. So you can
I've
turn it
already
on.
on
You
it.
could turn it on in the goggles and then
So
go.
you link it to the phone and you don't have to have the cable then.
Correct. So they can see
Yeah.
what you're seeing without the cable being there, which is great. Things like that make me want to get it for when I go down and do the surfers. And the fact that it'd be more stable over the water than the Avata 1 was, which I lost in the water. It'd be a useful tool for when I want to go film those guys. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe someday. I just want the goggles because the goggles have a fan in it. I have that fogging problem down here in Florida all the time. Especially in the middle of the hot summer.
English.
oh my God.
So Joe, the other thing with the fogging on those goggles is because it's got that little hinge there. Obviously, it doesn't hinge very hard. They're very far. But when you flip the goggles up on top of your head, the goggles themselves won't be glued to your forehead, which should put more air into the goggles, which should help alleviate some of the fogging issues.
Now is the
Oh
fan
my God.
is the fan manually turned
It's-
on or off?
Manual.
It's got the diopters right here.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
the
just set
goggles
it to
too.
your eyes.
Yeah, that's the goggles too. That's what I liked about the goggles too, as a guy who has glasses.
Is that clear? Oh my God.
Yeah, goggles too is great for that. Integers came with those stupid things that you had to attach for your prescription,
Yeah.
which you can still do on even these. I'm sure. Did it come with the blanks in your case?
Yeah, I got blanks.
So what you could do with the blanks, I forget the name of the company. There's a couple of companies that you can send your prescription off to with those blanks. Well, you don't send them the blanks. They'll cut the lenses and you can put your prescription in the goggles.
So you don't have to wear your glasses?
So you don't have to, well, you can't wear your glasses anyways, but so the diopters on these, Joe, go from +2 to -6. Most people are in the minus range. I'm one of the oddballs. I'm on the plus side, but I'm a +5. So those goggles don't go anywhere near what my prescription is. So if I really want to see clear, I need to get a set of the prescription ones. They're only like $60 or something like that to get them cut. I think the one company starts with an H that I remember. I don't know. Koopy's on. Maybe Koopy remembers.
That was quick.
Anyways, there's a setting in there to enable the Wi-Fi, and then on your phone app, the DJI Fly app will see that Wi-Fi, and you can connect to it. Obviously, that's eating a bit more battery, but whatever. Yeah, I'm slowly becoming an FPV guy. You are correct about that one. FPV is about the fun of flying. It's not about the picture. You know, Randy, I've seen a couple of guys that could fly that way, FPV that way. God help them. Their braid is bapping 3D spatial shit more than anybody should, but they can do it. They can do it really well. Well, it's like the RC planes. It's not like RC planes had goggles. So a lot of the RC plane guys are used to flying line of sight. You gonna send it with your eyes closed, Dan? Okay. You probably fly better that way. I've seen you fly. He knows I'm just picking on him.
You seen Jim's droning fly? Jesus Christ.
Who are you kidding? It's the picture? It's not the picture when your PIDs are set really high and you're doing rolls. All you're seeing is spins. The picture quality is not going to help you much when the world's just spinning round and round and round and round. Anyways, he's got to connect his phone over the cable so that he can activate it on his DJI account and activate the care refresh.
He's just putting it on his State Farm account.
You do that too. Care refresh is only $99 for 2 years, so I certainly needed it on my Avata. I got 3 of them that way. I think I have one left
Here's mine.
until August. I can replace it one more time.
Mm.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Mike.
Joe's trying to get ready to go fly.
Yep.
He's got to fly tonight because he's busy in the morning.
Yeah.
I think those batteries are like $150, Joe. They don't sell the singular batteries yet, just like they don't sell the remote yet.
Yeah, there's always a remote for something.
And
$199 $199 for the FPV remote.
Oh,
$99 for the motion controller. It's like $100 cheaper than the old motion controller.
Oh, the new Avata?
Yeah, the Motion 3 is
Yeah.
like $99.
Aren't these similar prices to what they were when the first one came out?
cheaper.
Yeah, the first ones are expensive.
Yeah, with all the stuff on
The
it,
first
it's
one with
so
one
much.
battery was $1,200. That is now it's like $300 cheaper. It's $999 now.
I saw one was $9.99. The next one was like $1,100 or $1,200.
$11.99, and that's the Fly More with 3 batteries.
That's
I see a Birdman.
so
What's up, Corey?
$200 for an extra 2 batteries. That's not bad.
Especially when each battery is 150 if you buy it separately.
Oh, David.
Hey,
Rod, is it worth do you think the batteries are worth $150?
No.
No.
It's called you pay to play. It's nothing for free.
I had 5 Avata batteries for my Avata. You know why?
I'm talking 150 per battery.
Yeah, they're intelligent flight batteries. They're worth it.
I've got six.
They manage themselves, so
I've
yeah, they're
got
worth
6
it.
batteries for my Inspire that are that big. You know how big they are, right, Ron?
I got 6 batteries between my Air 2 and my Air 2S, and 5 for my Mini 3 Pro.
So you want to know how I ended up with 5 for the Avata?
You bought them.
You lost one.
The Flymore kit, the charger for the Flymore kit has 4 connectors and can support 4 batteries. So I always buy what the charger has plus 1.
Okay.
One to have in the drone and then fill the charger up.
Can you?
That's usually my battery strategy.
Can you take the cable, plug it into the Avata, and plug the other into, say, a power block?
Yes, you can charge the battery that way this time on the Avata 2.
So you cannot with the Avata 1.
I don't believe. Oh, the Avata 1, you can't get at that fucking port because it's inside the damn duct.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass to get to that duct in the SD card. I mean, royal pain in the ass.
So
almost got to
Joe,
take the propeller off to get at it.
Joe, I have to ask, did you lose a car in the flood?
He's
No.
he's setting up
No,
his
he
drone,
didn't.
Andrew.
No, he didn't lose any cars.
Not this time. Somebody did. He videoed one upside down in the ditch.
I heard someone's, I think it was Jonathan Jackson's brother lost it was way up on his lifted pickup.
It's still gonna be fun to watch all these new people fly this thing the way I've been flying that thing for 2 years.
And it was down near Joe.
It almost reached the underside of Joe's son's truck, but not quite.
That's totally true, Corey.
Exactly.
$500 battery.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, it is highway at this point.
Well, considering the fact that $14.99 for the Fly More combo here and $18.39 for the Fly More extra combo.
Oh,
if you want to complain, Corey, complain about Tesla and how much those batteries cost.
God. What? 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000?
Thousands and thousands.
Yeah, but them batteries get you a couple of hours of driving. Your battery gets you 15 minutes of flying.
That's true.
Good point.
And you can fit 5 people in the car.
And if you hit the ramp high fast enough and high enough, you can take
You can fly too.
fly over a drone.
Some people have lost control of a higher highway and launched off going around a curve and into the second story of a house below.
Oh yeah, often over here.
Justin's done that on GTA.
I've done that plenty of times.
Did anybody hear about OJ?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's happened to the orange juice?
I'm guessing
no
it happened
more.
this morning.
Snuffed it
Yeah,
this
it did.
morning.
Well, we all have to
As
go.
they
sometime.
say, he lost his battle with cancer.
I
Just
didn't
wait-
even know he had
I'm just
cancer.
waiting for the memes to come out. I think that'd be cruel.
Oh. How many?
You
that more
kind of
like
hope
how
not
m-
because it's a cancer that's pretty prevalent that a lot of people get. So
Mm.
not really,
I
not
think-
really a
I think-
nice thing to do to make somebody.
I
punish
think
somebody.
Dominic is referring to poking fun at OJ Simpson himself.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the cancer.
Yeah.
There'll be some sort of Ford Bronco,
Well, they've been doing that for a long time. So.
or the coffin will be in a Ford Bronco and it'll be chased by police cars.
Oh,
could be.
one of the engines has the engines for the new Ford Bronco has a potential leak, gas
Mm.
leak.
Mhm.
So it's being recalled.
They just try to make excuses for the fact that it
'Cause
only
it
does
could-
6 miles to the gallon.
Because
Mm.
it could drip down and eventually it could hit the ground, and if there's enough heat, catch fire.
Okay, so you guys wanted memes, right? There is one already out there.
Oh God.
Ah,
Already. Already.
You know they're gonna
Oh,
get them within
I'm
hours
waiting
after
for
that.
it.
for a time, Matt Proud, for a time.
Are you all set now, Joe?
How you doing, Joe?
You're still on mute.
It's telling me the DJI app is not compatible.
Oh, you
You might
probably
have
have an
to
update for the Fly app.
What?
Yeah, but it won't do it.
Is there a new app?
Is that Android or Apple?
App.
Yeah, that one's only going to come from the Apple store.
For
Android can sideload.
which
I'm gonna have
drone
to
are
go
we
see if I
talking?
can update it.
Which drone are we talking about?
Vada 2.
He got the Avata 2 today.
Android
and-
won't
Wait,
do anything except
Did you
through
did
what's it?
did you
The DJI
pre-order?
site.
Joe, did you pre-order it?
No,
No.
he bought it because every one of the where'd you get it?
Best Buy.
That's fine.
All the Best Buys in the country got 3 of them.
Not all of them, some of them.
I saw it was 3 per customer on the DJI website.
Well, he went on
I-
Best Buy at
He
About
went to
9:30
Best Buy this morning and bought
about
it.
9:30, and they said you can pick it up at 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one set of guys
Wow,
that need
you got
this
lucky.
drone are the ones who are doing real estate and making money with the Avata. They really want this drone. It's definitely
Yeah, this
an
one's gonna be a
upgrade.
good one for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one for that. So
Uh,
those guys
is,
you shouldn't even think twice about upgrading.
is it the DJI Fly app? Is that what they're using for this?
Yes.
Well,
it's supposed to be.
Andrew, what's the funny part is that Johnny ordered it. He doesn't get his for a week.
Tomorrow.
No, Sunday.
Oh, he's getting it tomorrow.
Well, it was Sunday, but he's changed where he's getting it from, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Joe done pissed them off this morning.
Yep.
Joe, uninstall the app and reinstall the app, Joe. Unless you already
Huh?
did that.
No,
That-
I got to get an update on the app and won't let me do the update.
Probably
Um,
because you got it so new that they might have
Yeah.
not put the update out for you.
Mm.
Well, they got to have the update out if people are flying it.
Although
But I'm
not
wondering.
I haven't noticed with the
I'm
DJI.
wondering how
Nope.
long
Oh.
they sat in the warehouse for.
not
Yes.
necessarily because
I don't think it's the update on the drone. I think it's the update on his
Like,
the app.
on his
like the
his cell
Air
phone.
2S sat for
There is-
months.
I've just updated my cell phone, my iPhone. It's just gone to 7.4.1 today.
Mine did that a few weeks ago.
fucking Apple sucks.
Yeah,
Go
you're right,
get a
Justin.
Go get an
Applesauce.
Android, Joe. Go ahead
Yeah,
and sell that Apple phone and a computer you have.
applesauce.
Here's a drone.
It's
Justin, I
added
think,
extra security in case your phone gets stolen, apparently.
Here's a drone I'd love to
Justin-
have.
Justin, you might want to field Corey's question. Do you see it, Justin?
It's me updates.
No. And neither does Amazon. I think they're stupid for not doing that. I think they should have an Amazon Cyber Monday deal during tax time, and they don't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Why they
What do you-
don't, I don't know.
What do you think of this drone, Andrew?
How big is it?
2-inch.
2-inch. Oh.
Yeah, it's under 100 grams. It's basically a flying O3 air unit.
If it's that small, you'd lose it.
Is it any good?
Actually, Drone Supremacy loves this drone. It surprised the hell out of him. This thing could do acro unbelievably. Believe it or not. Because it weighs nothing with pretty strong motors. So it could do all sorts of flips, rolls, and everything else. Just don't
But is
fucking
it- is it too-
fucking crash it.
Is there too much torque for the drone?
No, it's carbon fiber. The base
I
is made
know
out of carbon
that,
fiber.
but sometimes there's too much torque for the drone to handle, and
No,
eventually, like a car, destroys.
there
itself.
wasn't any jello in the video, surprisingly enough, which would be the probably the most likely problem. They have another one called the Stinger Bee. I like the Stinger Bee too. I really like the Stinger Bee.
God, there's quite a few
I
updates.
thought you liked the Avata.
I like FPV, like Dan said.
And that's the thing, Corey, is like the people that really need their tax refunds usually have them done by like the middle of March. We'll get them. People that are kind of have to pay in and don't really care to do their taxes, I'll wait till the last minute to do them.
So there's the Stinger Bee.
Oh.
It's a 3-inch. Under
Oh.
250, under 250, 3-inch.
Did you take those pictures on the wall behind you, Joe? Of the puppies?
Yes, sir.
Oh, those are great pictures.
Okay, it's telling me connect it to my mobile phone, activate the activate the fly app. Okay.
Yeah, you do the activation on the phone.
Yeah, I do that. And when I do that, it comes on and it says device not supported.
Which iPhone do you have?
15.
Oh, you know what the problem might be? The
Mm.
compatibility of goggles to phone.
Oh, they already said the iPhone was going to be an issue with some of the newer stuff coming out.
But
The
I'm
15,
wondering
the
if
15.
the goggles haven't had a update for the
Yeah, you got a
iPhone.
tablet? Use your tablet. Oh, that's is that the Triple Tech?
No.
No. But it's an
Oh,
Android.
it's
It's
an-
an Android. It's an Android tablet, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It is still
Apple
auto
does.
up. The Fly app will auto up. The Fly app will auto update itself.
Thought that was another
It's
Apple
supposed to.
device.
It does on
Yeah.
the Apple as well. And there's been no update for the last week.
So are you guys dried out now, Joe, from the rain?
I can't do that till I charge it. Yeah,
Oh.
we dried out.
No power. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I keep my Triple Tech charged. I literally never turn it off. It's always in standby mode. So everybody talks about how this smart controller and all that crap boots up so
Joe-
fast. My Triple Tech boots
Joe-
up faster.
Jody says a triple tech is not a triple tech.
No, it's not.
Uh,
It's
Joe-
badged as Triple Tech, but it's made by a Malaysian company, apparently.
By the way, Joe, Johnny's in the chat talking shit to you. So just be
Yeah,
aware.
Johnny,
Don't
he's
worry, I
trying to
can't get
beat.
this thing even to connect right now.
He's trying to
In
beat you to
fact,
the first
ta-
video between you two.
Joe,
Johnny.
take a break. Take a break from it. There is a triple tech tablet that isn't badged as triple tech
Oh.
that's identical to it as well.
What was that Johnny said? Amateurs shouldn't be flying.
That's what I said. I know.
Well, the thing of it is what you have to figure out is, and I don't know how you, can you, go online and search on your particular iPhone and find out if it's compatible or if there's an issue?
The 15s have had compatibility issues with a few things.
Well, it's
is
worked with everything else. It's just not working with the goggles.
Yeah, if
Does
if they brought the drone out today, they should update the DJI app to include that drone. And there's been no update
Johnny.
for a couple of weeks
Johnny's
now, so it's obviously due an update.
Get the duck, Joe. He deserves a duck for that comment.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh,
I'm
come
not gonna do
on.
that.
Captain
He's,
Joe.
he's offering
Johnny
you
will
50
give
bucks
you-
for that crap.
Johnny will give you $50 for that crap.
No. No, now it's telling me on the main screen, here's your firmware update. Now it's trying to come in.
You probably need to turn it on and turn it off again.
Well, I'm gonna go get another cord. That's what I need.
I think
Dominic,
it's
that's-
upload. Is it uploading?
Well,
Dominic, that's what every tech support tells you to do first. Is you turn
Turn
it
it
off
on.
and turn it back on
You
again.
have you connected your Bluetooth.
Actually, it could be the cord. If it's like the if it's like the Avata, they ship an OTG USB that you can plug into that thing, so that you can use a USB-A type cord.
Yep. No, sorry, there is today DJI Fly app update on the Apple.
Yeah, I've just got an
I just
update.
found it. Yeah.
So maybe go look in the Apple Store again, Joe.
I got
Yeah,
an
just
update now.
go in the Apple
No,
Store.
I think he got his update.
Yeah, if you go on the Apple Store and click on your picture in the top corner and then go down to the bottom, it lists all your updates.
Captain Joe, you have a message from Jonathan saying, USA, you should have watched Greg this morning. You cannot fly that drone yet.
Mm.
Tell me you don't need to watch anybody to fly. Just fucking send it, Joe.
Yeah.
Of course you can. How do you think Billy Kyle and all the rest of them have been getting all the stuff on WhatsApp?
He said it has something it hasn't passed yet with the FCC.
I mean, as
it has.
Who gives a shit about the FCC?
It hit the FCC database a couple of weeks ago.
it has to before they release it anyway.
Yep. Legal requirement.
It can't receive or transmit on the radio frequencies without registering it with the FCC.
Jonathan, do you mean FCC or FAA?
No, the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, which
Yeah, it has to be registered before
regulates
it's released.
the transmission
Do
system.
we know? Do we even know if they funded the FCC or FAA yet?
No, actually, we're trying to defund them. Just saying.
Yeah.
And the ATF can go as well, along with the IRS.
The reauth is this year.
I'd agree with
actually.
that.
You can take those fuckers from the ATF too while you're at it.
But this is what the stupid stuff is telling me right now, okay? It's telling me, here's the firmware for the goggles 3, right? And the motion 3. Says connect, it says you gotta connect the device to the controller, to the phone, right? When I put this on, it says I can't update it because it's not compatible.
Joe, I got the answer for you.
Right, it's
What?
If
Version
you go
one-
to DJI's site,
1.13.0.
yeah, hang on, guys. If you go to DJI site, they have the DJI Assistant app that you
Oh, yeah.
install on your PC, and then connect your remote into your PC, and then connect your goggles in, and the DJI Assistant will update the firmware on those two
Yeah, that's what I was
devices.
thinking.
Yeah, use
Yeah,
DJI Assistant.
Well, the
I
other thing
think-
you could do too, Rod, you pointed out that it should connect wirelessly, if he could figure that out.
Yeah, that is just a feature for display, not for.
Oh, he was talking about RID compliant. Not
Well,
the-
I've just updated the DJI Fly app.
Yeah,
So
same here.
Yes, Jim, we just,
13.0, it says add support for the
I-
DJI Avata 2 to be
uh,
used together with the DJI RC Motion 3 or
Yeah.
DJI FPV Remote
Most
Controller 3.
Yeah, the
Johnny,
most reliable way to update is through the DJI Assistant
Yeah.
app on your PC.
And it
End of
also
story.
adds support for
Uh,
the DJI goggles 3
Ja-
as well.
Johnny is suggesting to delete said app and reinstall said app.
And of course, the usual fixed
He hasn't tried that app yet.
certain issues and
Yeah,
optimize
I'm gonna do it.
overall.
Yeah, I gotta do it. It's gotta be done.
But I think Rod is on something.
Everybody's
Update
got an
one
opinion.
thing.
Hold your opinions until he asks for it.
Yeah, we good. I'm listening
I'm
to
saying
everything.
I think Rod is
Well,
right
loving
with
it,
one
actually.
and then the other.
I have a suggestion. He could just give the drone to Johnny.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, Joe, it's going to be the DJI Assistant 2 consumer. The Avata is under the consumer, including the goggles too, is under consumer version. There is an FPV version, but that's like for the FPV V2 and whatever. The Avata
Fucking-
wound up under consumer, like the camera drones.
Fucking Corey
Good
says,
job.
Paul, how does it feel not to be in the hot seat today? Pretty much.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't have any dogs in the hunt, that's for sure.
But that's good info for if you have a DJI drone, period. And know that DJI Assistant 2 consumer app is out there to update your remotes and drones. You can plug them in and it'll see it, and you can update the firmware that way without doing any of the over-the-air crap.
Well, you have to do that with Google stuff anyway. It won't accept it from the Google store.
Well, they've built the auto update inside the Fly app on Android, so the app will tell you there's a new update and install it itself.
I've done the over the air app for years.
Yeah, it works. I'm just saying when it doesn't work, then use the DJI Assistant.
It works for the DJI Spark. I'll put it that.
There you go.
Yeah. And here we go.
Andrew, are you still flying a Spark?
Yes.
No, I would still update the goggles.
I like the Spark.
I'd still update the goggles and the motion
Update the
controller
There's
using
nothing wrong
DJI
with it.
Assistant.
Let me just say, the
Yeah, I'm gonna
Spark
see
is
what
one
it
of the
says
s-
here first, if it lets me.
The Spark
I don't
is
know.
one of the sturdiest drones.
it might
for
let
its
me now.
size.
It might let you know. And if it works,
Yeah.
that's fine. Go that route.
Johnny, thank you for helping the needy. It's very nice.
Yeah, one of my friends has got a Spark.
I just remember when I first got the Avata, the DJI Assistant was the way that I put the
I'm
firmware on when I
surprised
got
Johnny
it.
hasn't called you on the phone yet.
God help me if I ever see Joe in person. I know right where that duck's gonna go.
The other thing about these goggles, Joe, that people need
Yo.
to know too, that USB-C port, you can plug a battery into that and power the goggles to power your battery back up on the goggles. So you can plug in an external power bank and charge it while you're flying. That does work. And they're all, and that's also a PD port. So you can use a 100-watt PD charger. Like in between flights, you probably won't run out of battery power ever then. Or plug it into a power bank if you want to go that route, if you're flying that much. Which you would be if you're flying using those goggles with
Yeah.
FPV drones, which you can't do yet.
Feel free to jump on up here, Johnny, if you have any other suggestions.
All he's gonna do is come out here and haggle, Joe.
He called me back, Johnny. I hit the wrong button. He called me, I hit the wrong
Jim,
button.
Jody, Corey.
Oh, you didn't hit the wrong button. That was intentional. We
Johnny-
know that.
Johnny,
We
it's,
know. We
Johnny
know.
tried to
I
call
did-
him and he
I
hit the
did.
wrong button on the phone.
I didn't
Johnny,
mean
you
that.
hit the wrong button. All right. Uh-huh.
I gotta go. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go get some gas.
Well,
in the
Johnny,
car,
what you
so-
could do is come on the panel and you can talk to him.
I gotta go get gas before the price goes up.
Does it actually want to
All right.
update this time, Joe?
I'm not doing anything, man. I can't even get the motion controller to turn on.
It won't
the two
turn on
buttons.
until you've charged it, will it?
I charged.
Push
Have
and
you
hold
tried the power
twice.
switch?
Yeah, I'm having a moment.
Yeah, he did hang up on you, Johnny. That was extremely rude.
I didn't mean to hang up on you, Johnny. Call me
said
back.
He said in the chat, he's like, what the
Short
fuck?
press and a long press.
Johnny, join the panel. Come on over. You can hassle him live.
I don't know, waste 2 batteries trying to get this thing started.
You know, Joe, don't listen to the bird guy. The bird guy only knows about feathers. He doesn't know about drones.
It's a different kind of turn on with this.
Hey,
Oh, the motion controller turns on different?
they've always done
Well,
a short press and a long press.
Turns them on. They did call
Yeah.
the dildo.
But I don't think it'll turn on until it's actually fully charged up.
Nah, it's
Activating device.
there you go.
Listen to him. Listen to Johnny. I'm flying the bot and listening to.
He is.
So I guess the key was your app update. So still could have used the DJI Assistant to actually update it. Then you would have to count on the update through the app.
I totally heard that too, Jody. That did not escape my ears.
Actually, that
And
reminds
I do
me.
have a question right here. I don't
Okay,
remember
go
this.
ahead.
It says bind activation code.
That it's
Now, that's for care refresh.
a different turn on.
Oh yeah, Johnny's got a point. That might be a left-handed drone.
Yeah.
You know, I
No,
do
but-
not. I don't know that I know the answer to that one.
Yeah,
I thought when you did the
activation.
activation, Joe, that it would ask you about care refresh.
Well, it was asking me, but it said bind activation code, so it might mean bind it to care refresh.
Oh, yeah, that could be. Because I think if
Yeah,
you
that's
do
what I'm
it,
thinking.
they'll charge you the $99 for care refresh.
Yeah, I don't need that. You directed to the website where you can purchase, confirm. Okay, there you go. Successfully activated, so I'm good now. Let's see what I got.
Nothing, because you haven't turned the
Yeah.
drone on.
It's everything's on.
The drone's on?
Everything's on.
All
There you
right.
go. Time to
So
go
I got
fly.
everything
Do the
live.
do the props fire up?
Oh,
Have you
they
got a
will, but I'm
picture?
not gonna do it. Not it.
He
We got
doesn't even
pictures
need an
goggles.
SD card. It's got 46 gigs of onboard storage.
Well, I got updates on everything. It's got 46 gigs on board.
46 gigs on board, yeah.
God, that's a lot.
Well, it's all the
It's
firmware.
better than the
update
8
now.
that it used to have. It still should have been at least 64.
Yeah, 46 is kind of a random ass number.
It probably is
40,
64,
48.
but it's using
There it is.
it's using
Installing.
the rest of it, the 16 as something else.
Oh shit.
You
Hey, you
could be
heard
right,
Johnny?
Mark.
Johnny, call me. Okay,
He
we
said,
gotta take a face to face.
he said, I saw you fly, Joe. You need that.
I didn't hit the fence.
Hi, Jonathan.
He's going to
You
beat
see
you
how
on the
we all were
video.
out together, right?
He's going to beat you on the video, Johnny. You better hurry up, man.
I already got the unboxing video up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Got one view. I don't know.
You got at least one because I watched it.
$642 views.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not.
12 views.
I was about to say, damn.
Yeah,
Shoot,
I've been too busy watching the Masters and
I
eating my
got-
tea.
I got more views on that drone miss that Paul had on the boat. I clipped that one little thing and showed it and got 1,000 views.
Really?
I said near miss.
So, Mark, what's Tiger at?
I don't know. They've not shown him for a little while, but a big raking fade with his first tee shot.
He was one
No,
under. He was one
Jason-
under after 2 holes.
Jason Day hit it exactly the same way and ended up in the trees because it didn't cut back.
Well, that started today, huh?
Yeah, started
Oh,
today.
Yeah,
shoot, forgot.
2.5 hours late because of the storms. There he is.
Hey, Johnny, I did, hey. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, you got it going?
Yeah, I got it updated.
Yeah, you had to update the app, that's for sure.
Well, it wouldn't let me update the app. I turned it off, turned it back on, it worked.
Yeah, a lot of times you have to delete it and put it back on. But sometimes you got well.
Bryson's 7 under. He's leading at the moment.
So Joe, why didn't you take Johnny with you to Best Buy?
Scheffler's 6 under. Danny Willett's 4 under. Come on, show Tiger again.
Police in the UK have arrested a Uber Eats and Just Eat rider, and because they felt sorry for his customers, they delivered the burgers.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard that story.
Oh, he muted himself, so we can't hear Johnny talking crap to him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm unmuting. Johnny's not talking crap to me.
Yeah, no,
Joe's
I
talking
was
crap
listening.
to
I was flying
Johnny.
up out there listening.
there's
Yeah.
the fucking Masters. There it is.
Where's your power loops at, Johnny? Come on, time to start working on power loops.
So much easier just to open the Masters up.
Did that get shut down at all from weather today or no?
It started 2.5 hours late because it's the edge of the storm hit them.
Yeah, I didn't.
The rain was
Yeah,
past them by like 6:10 this morning. I was looking at the radar app.
Yeah, I didn't think
It
it was. They were
softened
gonna
the
get much
course
of it.
up.
Yeah, I'm sure
Tiger,
they had to drain. I'm sure they had to let it drain some.
Tiger is 1 under still through 7. He's tied for 17th. He's played through 9.
Not bad.
All right, Paul, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
That's right,
Okay,
Justin.
It's better than his normal starts where he's like 2, 3, 4 over, and then tries to fight
Yeah.
his way back. It has to try to fight his way back.
Well, Bryson DeChambeau had a 64, so he's 7 under. Scotty Scheffler's 6 under.
The guys
Danny
that went
Willett.
early have the most luck because the
Yeah.
greens will be softer from the rain.
Danny Willett, Højgaard, Homer are all on 4 under.
Yeah, they need to score today because of the rain softening things up.
Yeah.
It'll be a little faster the rest of the week. And
What else have we got? Hatton, Connors, Ann, Neyman, Zalatoris are all like
7 o'clock.
3 under and 2 under. Reed. Let's see. Yeah. Seventeen to 16, 200 and better. Rory McIlroy finished 1 under.
Yeah, it's all set up now.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I had to delete the app off the phone, put the app back on the phone. It gave me the new version, and the new version worked. But I like these diopters they got because I just got a brand new prescription, so I ought to be able to put my brand new prescription right in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think Freddie Couples is going to make it. He's 5 over after 14.
Hmm.
And you see the way the motion controller and all of them are, you press it twice and you press it and hold it and it'll turn on, right? This one you press it and then press it again. You gotta give it a space.
Mm.
You can't just press and press, it won't work. But it'll press and press on the way out, you know? Don't make sense.
What you eating, Mark? Because that yellow fish is looking at you just to say yum yum.
No, I'm not eating anything. I've finished.
Well, I think it's a bit pissed off with you then because it's looking right at you.
I can fly it around in here. That'd be something to do.
They know the food usually comes in at that point, but that's only first thing in the morning. Well, first thing at dinner time.
Justin was having fun with me, huh? Where'd he go?
Justin's gone to bed.
Going to bed.
Oh, shuck.
Nah. It's midnight, so what time is it there? 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a school night as well, so
9 a.m. here.
don't forget Dominic. Laura's live at 10 in the morning here.
Yep, 7 my time. I
Yeah,
should be
7
home
p.m.
by
my
then.
time. The No American Show.
Yeah.
Because they'll be in bed. Can't see anyone getting up at 5 a.m. Paul might be up.
There's the early risers.
Paul will be up. You know,
Yeah,
he won't be
Paul.
asleep.
That's why I think 9 or 10 o'clock is a good time because it keeps 2 time zones happy, and the third one is pretty close.
I mean, Paul's been known
I was
to go
going to do.
live
See,
at
the
5
thing is, if
a.m.
I was going to do one, if I did one at 10, I can only go an hour because Paul will come on at 11.
Yeah. You need to do one about what time Laura's doing it tomorrow.
9. That's what I've done a couple at that time.
And you need to do them on a Saturday as well.
Well, that'll be Friday night for us, won't it?
No.
Yeah.
A Saturday our time.
When
Yeah,
Or
Saturday
Saturday
night
daytime.
my time, Saturday lunch yours.
Yeah. So your Saturday evening.
It's no good doing anything at Sat. No good doing anything on at any lunchtime for me until about 1 o'clock.
Who's talking bad about me?
We're just
Nobody.
saying you'll be up at 5 a.m.
We were just saying you've been known to start alive at 5 a.m.
5 a.m. whose time?
Your
Yours.
time.
Your time.
I have before, yep. That was
Yep.
only because I couldn't sleep.
No, it was because you thought you slept right through and that it was 5 p.m.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I did
I remember
that.
that one. When you got your AM and PM mixed
Well,
up.
that was back when it was dark in the night and dark in the daytime too. And so now it's
Yeah.
by about 5 o'clock, it starts lightening up.
Mm.
Yeah, Laura's going live at your 5 a.m.
Yeah.
She is. Good for her. What time is that over there?
10 o'clock in the morning,
10
Yeah.
o'clock.
10 a.m.
which
7
means I've got to
p.m.
get up early.
Why have you got to get up early?
Her computer's in the bedroom next to the bed.
So let her go on the laptop in the other room.
The laptop
Well,
is only
is-
good for Zoom. It's not
David,
good
is
for what
Hannah
she
coming
does.
over this weekend?
No, Hannah's not coming over this weekend.
Oh, no.
I feel
We
sorry.
are
for
kid. No, we are kid free now for a while.
Oh.
Well, how far away do they live?
Far enough.
No, that should have been not far enough.
No, they live far enough for us to go round if we want to see them, but but too far for them to come here to see us.
On their own, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Hannah's
Yeah.
going to start driving pretty soon, isn't she?
Oh no, she's not. Pack it in.
She'll be loading up the kids and coming and see you.
No, they don't drive that early over here. 17, you get your provisional
How old's
license.
Hannah?
16.
Corey,
Got another year.
I've considered your offer, and unfortunately, on this occasion and every other occasion in the future, I decline. I am all kidded out. That's it. I need a break.
What is he offering to send his?
Yeah.
So, Joe, are you
Well-
good to go now?
Yeah, I'm good to go. Everything's
Dustin
updated, everything's
Dunhill.
ready to go.
Dustin Dunhill's
Are you going to go out and check it?
review out.
No, I'm not gonna do it today.
Oh,
It's, I can't tell if it's raining or not out there. Let me see.
God, there's a lot of them. Kai,
I got my first Team U item
Dawn
today.
Sabina,
Yes.
Billy,
Let me see.
Tobo,
What'd you
Russ,
get?
You know the
Rick.
battery
Sean.
charge thing to give away for free?
Hmm.
Yeah, the
Can't
G
believe.
thing with the lights and all that.
Did he get one as well?
Yeah.
Got
Well,
one.
it's clear.
How come Brandon Bean's
I was
got
going to
one?
say, UAV forecast shows your area clear.
Let me go back and see something here.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I didn't get it from Team U. I got it from the
Jevon.
second-hand shop. They were selling it for £1.
Oh, okay.
And I thought,
Can
why not?
I might go outside and
Cheaper than
fly.
Team U would have charged me.
Go out and fly, buddy.
Yeah.
Come back and tell us about it.
I think I'm
Don't
going
want-
to fly it.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave y'all on. I'm
Just
just gonna mute.
All right. Joe's
Hmm?
going to go fly, guys.
Yeah. Dominic Dan's tube got one.
Oh, okay. Great. I'll check him out then. He's one of my
I'm
boys.
just gonna go out to the outside right here.
Okay.
Aldrin got one.
Corey lives in Canada, doesn't he?
Oh,
Corey.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all right then. I don't have to take his threat that his kids will be here tomorrow seriously.
God, there's way too many of them bloody Avata 2 reviews to even.
Joe, Jonathan
half
said
of them.
check your wind.
Oh, he did. He checked it.
He did. And it was the
Well, I
dogs.
can smell it from here.
UAV forecast is what it's called. You guys got that over there too?
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we got it too.
In fact, it's. It's thinking about it. There we go. 20 mile an hour, gusting to 35.
What
Can
here?
we get
south.
that can we get that in real numbers?
32 kilometers an hour to
No, he wants it in proper
around
terms.
about 58 kilometers an hour.
Jesus. I've got 2 kilometer wind, 11 kilometer gusts, but it's raining.
It's not raining at the moment, but
I've got the wind. I've got the wind under control.
and the
Just that I
Keplerian
haven't got the wet under control.
the Keplerian index is 1.67. I've got 29.6 satellites locked with 36 visible. 13 degrees
Yeah.
centigrade. Sunrise at
I've got 13 degrees
6:14.
centigrade too.
Sunrise at 6:14. Sunset at 20:05.
Oh, okay.
Your sunrise
My-
at 6:14, Mark.
Yeah.
My
6:08.
sunrise is 6:43, and my sunset is at 17:57.
Mm,
Yeah. What time does your sun go down? What time is your sunset, Mark?
20:05.
Yeah.
Jesus.
1950. Yeah.
8:05 p.m.
It comes up. The sun comes up 6 minutes before you
Yeah.
here, but goes down 15 minutes before you.
Yeah.
Mm,
Told you get it. You have longer days up north than you do down south.
up
Mm,
north. I got 72% cloud cover.
81.
100%.
19. I got 20 visible satellites and 19.9 locked.
Mm.
So hopefully,
Chances of rain.
Yeah, but which
It says,
satellites
do you
have
need
you
to
got
ask?
switched on? Which satellites have you got switched on?
I have to check. I've got GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, and BDU.
Yeah, I've got all of them switched on us. Oh no, I haven't got GLONASS switched on because we don't use the Russian ones anymore.
Yeah. So I've got 25.9 and 26 now.
I've got 36 without GLONASS.
Mm.
See what I've got if I switch GLONASS on.
Yeah, I got an
45
extra
with
5.
it's
Yeah,
gone
I've
up
got
to
an extra
45
5
with
when I chuck the GLONASS on.
and I always
Mm.
leave that switched off. And the GPS is American, and Galileo is European, and Baidu is Chinese.
Mm.
GLONASS is Russian. What have you got at your elevation mask for your GPS?
Let me have a look. Trying to find that.
It's above the satellites where you switch them on and off.
Above the satellites.
Yeah, you've got minimum GPS satellites and GPS elevation mask.
Oh, okay. Minimum GPS elevation mask 15 degrees.
Oh, you can set it lower than that. I've got mine set to 5.
Okay, I'll set it to 5 and
50.
see.
That's the elevation from ground upwards to where it starts seeing the satellites.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Chuck it up.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
drop
I
it down.
mean, unless you're in the middle of a load of high buildings, then you don't need it as high as 15.
Okay.
And that'll
There's
increase
pretty
your
high
number of
buildings
satellites.
around me until I get into the city.
Yeah. That'll increase your number of satellites as well.
Yeah. I've got 24 now. If I add GLONASS, it moves it up to 30. So I've got
Mm,
7 other Russian satellites floating about.
mm. And yours is probably the same. If you set your minimum GPS satellites to 12, it won't turn green until it's got 12.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Alpha Demon 12.
here's the DJI Assistant. Consumer
Yeah.
drones. You have to
Mm.
update it because it literally updated today.
Mm.
So you're gonna have to go install the update to the DJI Assistant. And notice down here it says
Yeah.
Motion Controller 3, Goggles 3, Avata 2 are
Yes.
now all
Yeah.
supported with
Well,
these.
the App
That
Store's
prop, it
just
is listed, yes.
the App Store's just had the same update.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like using the assistant versus using the over the air kind of thing.
But I
It
didn't
takes-
think you could do the assistant with the Mini 2. That's why I haven't.
The assistant works with all of them.
Let's see here.
I've used the assistant with me
Mini
Mavic Pro
SE
Platinum.
Mini 2 is on there. Yeah.
Oh,
Mini 2.
okay, I'll use it now.
Yeah. It's a great way to just like plug it into your computer and update. It makes
Yeah.
it
It means turning my computer on and then waiting 3 hours for it to do all the updates that have.
yeah,
been
but your computer's
sent
faster
since
than
I
your
last turned
phone,
it on.
probably connected to the internet. Maybe not always, but generally.
I don't know. My iPhone and my iPad are always more up to date than either me Mac or my MacBook Pro.
Doesn't mean you still don't have to update the DJI Fly app, but you have the ability to at least update the devices through the assistant app. And then you can think around with getting Fly app to update if you need to.
I had to use DJI Assistant when I had to recalibrate the vision sensors on the Pro Platinum. Because it puts a big like QR code thing on the screen and you have to point the drone at various places on it.
Yeah.
Which is a lot harder than you'd think. Then you've got to hold it a certain distance back from the screen and not change its elevation or azimuth. You've actually got to lift it up, basically swivel it around its central point. And to get it to actually hit the point that it wants you to is, well, it's like playing a video game.
Well, I'm excited for Joe to get out and fly.
Hmm.
He spent the whole day, and I understand how that works.
Mm.
David, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
It's like midnight there, isn't it?
No,
20 past.
it's 20 past.
Mm.
Well, I hope everything goes good for Joe, because
Well, he said he's coming back.
oh yeah, he said he was coming back. He was just going outside to fly.
Little test flight in the backyard, I'm sure.
He hasn't got a backyard.
He has
He's in
now.
a condo.
Okay, a little test flight from the roof.
I don't think he can get up to the roof either, can he? He'll have to go out.
All right,
near
from the car
swimming
park.
pool.
Shut up.
Yeah, from the car park where his lad's truck nearly got underwater. Yeah.
That's a good question, Jonathan. We don't know if he did.
Not going to be that much different than the Avata. Smoother, for sure. Smoother, and the video look a little better because it's a little slightly better camera.
Hell of a lot better camera.
Better. Not night and day better, but better. I would agree with.
Well, it's basically a naked Action 4, isn't it now?
Mm-hmm. The 03 is not bad. It's got its challenges. Going dark to light in particular. Is one of its challenges.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to hear from Joe whether that problem still exists on the Avata 2.
How long do you reckon it'll be before they start supplying the 04 air unit?
End of the year. I've been watching Madge Tech. The team that worked on the Avata 2, their next project, now that the launch has occurred, their next project is actually to create the 04. You have to remember what's in the Avata 2 is effectively the 04, but it's a crap ton of other shit with it. So they got to take the electronics from the Avata 2, strip it down to an air unit, basically, in order to create the 04.
Yeah.
So it's 04 in there, but it's 04 plus a whole bunch of other crap inside that drone, and they got to strip it down to exactly what they need for just the transmission piece.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
That's Tiger. He's just played a brilliant flop shot. He's still only 100 after 11, though.
If he's within 5 or 6 shots on day one, he's doing good for him lately.
Oh, yeah. Well, DeChambeau had a cracking round. He was one of the first to go out.
His problem has been that his starts have been so damn slow. And then he ends up just like fighting just to try to hit the cut.
Well, like he says, he hurts every day.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't finish his round today, he's going to struggle tomorrow playing more than 18.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, him and Sam Snead had the same problem. Remember Sam Snead back in the 50s had the car accident.
Yeah. Sam Snead always
played
had
handicap.
About an 18-inch putter, didn't he?
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting that the two top guys have ended up with the same kind of thing, having physical disabilities from a car wreck.
Yeah, but Tiger was injured before the car wreck.
Yeah, he was.
It just made it worse.
It made it worse.
Gary Player hit a cracking drive off the first. And then Jack Nicklaus made a joke about not being able to bend down far enough to put the ball on the tee. And then Tom Watson told Jack Nicklaus that he'd never ever hit a fade off this first tee before. But Nicklaus is in his 80s now, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Good old Jack.
I think Player's in his 80s as well.
Probably.
I think Watson's the youngest out of the three of them. And I think this year it's the longest it's ever been. And after the rain,
Oh,
it's
look,
also
somebody's back.
playing even longer.
Yes, I've been waiting for him to come back because I've got to go.
It's 7,600 yards.
Pretty good. Flies pretty good. It's a lot different.
How'd the
Did you do a
control-
roll or a flip?
Did you feel good with the?
No, I didn't do
control?
it. I just went around a little bit. I'm gonna I'm gonna watch a couple of videos before I go do it.
How's it look? How's it look in the goggles?
You mean
pretty
you
good.
didn't press the little button?
Did you have the you had the Integras, right?
Yeah, I had Integras.
Is the field of view or the lenses any bigger, smaller in there?
I think it's better. I think it's wider.
Think it's wider? Okay.
I think it's a little bit wider.
See, that was one of the complaints with the goggles too. And then when the Integras
I'm
came
happy.
out, they shrunk the field of view down to like 80% of what the goggles 2
He's
were.
looking a bit grey there.
So maybe they expanded it a bit more. Maybe they sort of split the difference from what was in the goggles 2. But ironically, Joe, the V2s, oh my God, those screens are gigantic in the V2s. Of course, it's a big heavy sucker, but boy, can you see the screen is really large.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Well, one of
Maggie,
the
let me
things
try
that
his.
threw me off was
Yeah.
when you started flying it. You know how you got the little circle and you got the circle, that's all you watch?
Mm-hmm.
It's got an actual line from the motion controller to the what you call it.
We
To
didn't
the
want to do that.
So you got a like a long line, like a rope.
It's a
going
pointer.
there.
That's the pointer. That's in pointer mode.
Yeah.
So until you
Yeah.
take off, you have the pointer mode to actually hit the settings in the goggles. You don't
Yeah.
have to use the buttons. You can use the motion controller as a pointer
Yeah, I
to
saw
hit the
that.
settings. So that's why you
Yeah,
see
there
the
was-
line, because that's the pointer.
Now, when I was going underneath, I went to try to go underneath a bench, and I almost went right into it, because I wasn't getting low enough, but I thought I was.
Like
But I
always,
wasn't going fast enough to hurt anything. I wasn't going.
it's like everything.
What?
The circle is the size of the drone. So if the circle fits, that the drone will fit.
Well, yeah,
As long as you've got your camera pointed at the right angle.
yeah.
Well, if you're not using head tracking, then the camera's pointed at the circle. So that's how you get that drone through things and know that it will fit. If the circle fits through the gap, the drone will fit through the gap.
Yep.
Is literally
But
how
it
it
was-
works.
It was okay. I mean, it flew smoother, than the other Avata,
Mm-hmm.
because there was
It
not a lot of wind out there, but it wasn't really picking up wind.
Shouldn't be as jumpy.
No, it wasn't jumping. No.
And on turns, it shouldn't have the tendency of wanting to fall out of the air.
Wanting
That
to
was
drift.
something I saw
It didn't
in
drift.
Bardwell's.
Yeah, that's the one thing it didn't do. It didn't drift at all.
Good.
So that's kind of a good thing.
Part of that was because of how freaking top heavy it was.
Mm. And the fact
Yeah.
that it's got a wider wheelbase now.
Yeah, exactly. It's more well balanced. That was one of the knocks against the first one. It wasn't the balance was not. It was way too top heavy with that battery.
Now, who had a good video on it this morning?
Mm,
Other than
he's
Billy
gonna-
Kyle.
He's going to be hard pushed to get a par at the
you know, one that I actually enjoyed.
12th now.
One that I actually enjoyed, Joe. This is from somebody that most people probably don't watch. At least the camera drone guys.
Yeah.
Nerg FPV. Or
Drone
Nerk.
nerds, they're on.
Nerg.
No. NURK, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
NURK.
Oh, yeah.
And he even let a couple of his friends fly it in the video
FPV?
too. It was Nerk
Hmm.
FPV.
Okay.
Because he's a pure FPV guy for the most part. So it was interesting seeing him do a
Yeah, he
video.
said putting the Avada 2 to the test.
Yep, and he did.
Yeah, I might watch that one.
It's just interesting to see it from somebody that you don't normally watch and somebody who is not a camera guy.
Yeah.
Nurk is pure FPV, so kind of interesting to see it from a pure FPV guy's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, gents, I gotta head out. So I'll
Okay,
Special
all
A's.
right.
see you later. Enjoy, Joe, and I'll be waiting for videos.
Wow.
I'm gonna get some up.
Okay, then I'll see you
Later,
later.
Dominic.
Special laters.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Pilot Institute, see what he did. Greg did it.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but it should be interesting because Greg's like really technical.
Yeah, that's what I want to watch his. I'll watch his first. Well, because that'll give me the basics. Because I was trying to figure out how to switch it to modes, and I was having problems getting the modes.
Actually, yeah, you know who's actually probably got the best? Well, I didn't watch Pilot Institute, but air photography, Sean.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
His was really there were a couple of little tidbits that he had figured out that nobody else talked about.
Yeah,
So
he's only 16 minutes too.
yeah, his is really worth watching.
Yeah, I'll watch his and Pilot, then I'll go to that other one.
Yeah. The other one to give you from a different from a different viewpoint.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
gonna
going.
be,
Go ahead.
I said it's gonna be different.
Different, but the
Yeah, 'cause
same.
it felt a whole different. And I've been using the stick so long, the motion controller to get used to it again.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way I've flown
That's
is
the-
motion controller. So
Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple of people walking around, and I put it down on the sidewalk, and this woman's walking. She ain't paying attention. So I had to pick it up. You know, she was on the phone talking, so I picked it up, let her go by. I probably only flew it for about 2.5, 3 minutes.
sure. A little
Just to
quick
see-
test.
just to get a little feel, and everything worked good. It's quiet. Oh, is it quiet?
Yeah, that was one of the big changes. For sure. Everybody said. Apparently it's as quiet as a Mini 3.
Yep.
Which is good. So if I ever do it, it'd be great for the beach. I won't annoy as many people. Maybe I can sneak up on the surfers.
Yeah.
The Avata 1, even out there in the waves, they can hear the damn.
Yeah, he's got the Avata 2 and the Avata 1 next to each other with sound for the difference in sound.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sean? Air photography?
Sean.
Yeah.
I think Henrik up in Norway, he got one as well.
Denmark is where he's from, but yeah, he
Denmark.
did it. He did
Yeah.
one. I didn't watch his video.
Tech, what is he called? Tech drones or something.
Yeah.
Tech
He's
something.
he's an interesting character.
And he drives the Corvette.
And he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
He's
He
And
bought
used
himself
Corvettes.
a 1971 Corvette.
you know, it's a little bit like Sean, right? Air photography. It's like having the radio voice kind of thing,
Yeah.
where they just gotta have it. So, it's sort of like, oh, what was the other one? Alina and Stewart or whatever. Those guys.
You and Alana.
Yeah. I watched theirs today too. He's got that kind of radio voice kind of thing.
Yeah, they're up in Scotland.
So he's just one of
I
those
mean,
people you
he's
enjoy
just-
listening to.
He's just a pure photographer.
Yeah. And that's okay. Because, getting that view from somebody who's just a photographer that is flying a drone is
Right.
useful, right?
Hmm.
Hearing viewpoints from different aspects of the world is a good thing.
I think the best review I saw on the Mini 3 Pro was the one that Philip Bloom did.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He's a
I'm
photographer
looking
that
at his footage. His footage is good.
spends a lot of time on the Greek islands.
Sean's?
Yeah, the way he was going through those trees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's traveling around on his own in his car at the moment, isn't he?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Do those goggles have an SD card slot?
Yeah,
Where's it at?
it's inside, right above. Looks like the Integra.
Oh, up inside. That's where they stuck them.
$233.
I think Sean lit up from his wife last year. And
He went on the walkabout.
he's traveling on his own in his car, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. You should chase the dogs around with it, Joe. Inside the house.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
It's probably a hell of a lot more stable than the other one.
Right, it's gone midnight. You turn the fish up.
It does. He's doing the flips with the motion. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, with the wheel. Or no, with the stick. But you can only do it in normal. When you put it in that mode. Then
Yeah, you can put it in the mode and you're using it with the
the
what you call it,
the
right?
wheel selects one of the three, and then the stick determines which of those three that you do. So like if you put it in roll, then move the stick left, it'll roll left, move it right, it'll roll right, and flip is the same way. Up is forward flip, down is back flip. But
And
it's the
that's something to learn.
thumbstick. Yeah, that's the thumbstick that does that for you, Joe.
Yeah.
And then you use the little roller on the side to pick one of the three options. The third option is that 180.
So this little thumbstick right here, you roll it each way, it'll go up and down.
Right. So if you set it, the little silver one, if you set it on roll, and then if you push the thumbstick left, it'll roll 180 or 360 to the left or 360 to the right. And then the flip is up and down. The
That's why you're
180, I
flying too,
presume.
right?
Yeah, I presume the 180 thing is left and right.
Basically a pirouette, isn't it, I suppose, while
Yeah.
it's flying.
So you got to put it in the mode. You got to put it in that mode in the goggles, and then
Right.
use the little silver wheel to pick one of those three options, and then use the joystick to perform the maneuver.
Yep.
Interesting. Much more interesting to do real live manual FPV.
Yeah, but for somebody that don't want to do full manual,
Oh
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
play
no,
with
no,
that
no,
a
no,
little.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah.
You know what's even more interesting, Joe? They didn't even need to make the drone, at least with the rolls. Here's one of the things I always wondered with rolls. They could have put roll in the software and never
Yeah.
actually rolled the drone, but just rolled the picture on the sensor, right?
Yeah.
kind of thing. It never actually rolled the drone, but they could have rotated the picture on the sensor and simulated the exact same thing.
Yep.
But then again, I'm a software guy, so I tend to think about things like that.
Yeah, I tell you, the goggles feel a lot better.
What's the
Yeah,
diopter?
everybody
diopter?
said the goggles were better.
Yeah.
And
What's
that little
the
thin,
diopter
the little
range on
thin
the
stuff
goggles?
didn't bother you?
No.
Because it's not pushing. It doesn't have to push. It just lays there on your face now.
Yeah, it sat right there on my face.
Yeah. See, the other
I
part
felt
about
it
that.
on my forehead because that's where
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
at.
yeah. Yeah,
But
you're
that's all
supposed
I
to.
feel. I don't feel it all around my nose and everything.
Right. So when you flip the goggles up, because it has that little hinge, what you might want to get used to doing, Joe, is to sort of rotate as far as it will to get the goggle away from your head when you flip it up, so you get air up in on those lenses. Should help with fogging. You know, part of the reason it fogs with that current thing is your strap is so tight. When it's strapped to your head, you get all the heat from your head going in there, and there's no air getting to the goggles. So with that little hinge system and that strap for your forehead now, just
Yep.
flip it out a little bit so that you get a little air into the goggles. That should help keep it defogged.
And the fact that it's got a fan in it.
And it's got a fan, but you have to go into the settings because apparently that is off. Actually, Sean was the one that talked about the fan being in there in his video. Nobody else talked about that.
What's the diopter range on it?
+2 to -6.
Mm.
It's too short from the Integra. It went to -8 on the Integras.
Hey, David, is that a hint?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Hey, you have a good evening.
Yep. Catch you all tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, see you, David.
Yeah.
Hey.
Had a guy just text me on Facebook Marketplace and asked me if I'd sell him the Vada and one battery and the goggles for 300. And I said, no.
The goggles are worth 300.
Yep.
Everybody's looking
Another
to
guy
steal
wanted to know if I want to trade him for the FPV. No.
Everybody's looking to steal something.
Yeah, they can send me that all day. No. There's
How
somebody be
negotiations.
interested. They'll give me a good price.
That's how negotiations work.
Yep.
You just know you're gonna get lowballed.
Well, I'm gonna get lowball, but I'm not budging because, like I said, I don't need to sell it. You know,
Right.
to sell it, it would make it would just offset because I could see where I'd fly this one more.
Well, here's the other thing to keep in mind, and keep in mind I replaced my Avata 3 times.
Yeah.
And after each time of breaking one and sending it off, boy, did I regret not having a second one. And I thought really hard about buying a second one each time that I did it.
Yeah.
So there's some validity to you keeping one of those in case you break this new one and have to send it in for something so that you still have one to fly around. Although given the price, when they finally release the drone only version, which is like 4 or something, just buy the second drone.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. I'd probably buy a second one when they get it lower.
$489, I think,
When
is
they
what the
come out.
drone alone is.
Yeah, 4 something. Yeah, 49. Was that with a battery or just a drone?
Just the drone.
Yeah.
But it may come with a battery. That may be the
It'd
drone
probably,
and a
you'd
battery.
probably get a battery. Because 2 drones, 4 batteries would be enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 4th battery. That way you fill up the 3 in the charger and then leave 1 in the drone.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it charges fast enough that you should be able to basically fly continuous until you fall over.
Yeah, when Johnny and I go out, I might do a Mavic 3 battery, and I'll do most of that battery. And then we'll maybe fly a couple of Avata batteries, you know. But we don't do much more than that.
You know how many Mavic 3 batteries I have?
I got 4.
So
I
I
got
got
4. I bought a Fly More kit with it. And wait, Mini 3 Pro, I got 5 batteries.
I got 3 normal and 2 extended for the Mini 3 Pro.
And the Mini 3, I got, I think, 4. I got, what were they, 2 in a Fly More kit, right? I got 2
yeah,
Fly More
yeah,
kits.
yeah.
Well,
I bought the Fly
Yeah.
More kit and an extra one, so it was 4 plus the small one. And you could use that small one and get enough time in it for what you, if I'm doing press work, I can put the small one in and it gives me enough time.
I'm disappointed in DJI though with the
I
Avata
actually
2.
had my Fly More kit for 2 months before I got the drone.
The propellers are
Yeah.
The propellers are $9. I guarantee you can get a set of 3-inch gym fans for like $2 and something that would fit this drone.
Yeah.
It's like, really? You're way overpriced on your props.
It sounds like it.
It is.
Master Air Screw or somebody's gonna come out with a set.
The 3-inch FPV props are like $2 and something for an entire set of 4. They're like
Yeah.
70 cents a piece or something like that. It's just stupid cheap. You can have tons and tons and tons of spares. Of course, an FPV, what's the first thing you're going to break? The prop.
Yeah.
Especially on
Well,
my
they told me-
domain.
Yeah, when I touched that that's that bench, that park bench outside,
Mm-hmm.
I touched it, right? And when I came back and landed, it said impact detected. It said check your props. You know, and
Yeah.
it showed props with cracks on them, but there's nothing wrong with it. I barely touched it.
Yeah. Let's just say they didn't put a lot of intelligence into that warning, did they?
No. I'm pleased with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure everybody's going to love it. No doubt.
I'm still shocked that I went and bought it. Today.
Mm.
But I said yesterday I wasn't buying it.
Have you used it for any of your school stuff?
No, I can't use it at school, but I've used a regular Avata for real estate.
Oh, there you go. If you're doing real estate stuff, you definitely that 100% that's the reason for you to get it.
Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of real estate, but he wants me to start doing fly-throughs. And the other day I did a fly-through with the other one. And this one I think will be a lot easier.
Oh, it will be.
And the camera's gonna be a lot better, I can tell already.
Yeah, it is.
So it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. Especially for fly-throughs, because with the sensor size being what it is, it'd be better in the lower light. So it'll work great. It'll work better for the real estate stuff.
Yeah. Loki's hanging all over me right now, saying, "You've been neglecting me all day."
Yeah.
I'm not neglecting you. I'm giving you treats. I gave you your treats. I gave you something to eat. And I
then
gave you a kiss.
sleep all day. Yeah.
Yeah, I even walked over there and gave him his treats today. He got treats this morning. He got what did I eat this morning? Eggs. He got a piece of egg. Oh, you got a piece of egg, huh? He perked up when I started talking to him.
Yeah.
You're a happy man.
Well, I think I'm gonna sign it off.
Sounds
Joe,
like a plan.
Congratulations, Joe,
Thank you.
and we'll talk to you in the morning. Mark, take care. Rod,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging in here.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll see everybody again tomorrow.
Later, guys.